podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Boxingvoice.com. No matter what nobody say, man, Spirit, can't nobody fuck with me, man. You know, I can't be fucked with, you know.
Dolla Dibiase Productions.
Whether you pay to see me win, or you pay to see me lose, you're gonna pay. Fuck it, the kids still gotta eat. I don't have to watch, you know, any footage of a fighter. I mean, because I'm Floyd Mayweather, everybody gotta watch me. I knew eventually I was gonna have to fight Oscar. I feel like he was straight up and down, no special effects.
Boxingvoice.com.
How can Canelo have the biggest deal? Your deal is for 300 million, and I made 350 million just in one fight. And you're fighting on the app.
Boxingvoice.com.
I'm a king, okay? I eat a feast. Every time I eat a feast. And when I get up from the table, I don't give a fuck who get the leftovers. At the end of the day, follow my green plan.
Dolla Dibiase Productions.
Boxingvoice.com.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Boxing Voice Radio. It is 7 p.m. Eastern time around the world. And we're back. We're back to talk Terence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence. I mean, just about everybody. Demetrius Andrade, Golovkin. We'll be talking some Canelo, obviously. There's a lot to talk about, but the attention will be focused on the welterweight division and the fact that 4 years ago, Errol Spence told Terence Bud Crawford to get a belt and we can make it happen. 4 years later, we're still waiting for him to make it happen. Do me, what it do? Nueva Jersey. Is it cold?
Bro, it is cold. It's so cold that this morning, I'm like, yo, I don't got that big, bucket where I could like ice plunge after a workout. So I just went out there with my tank top and some shorts, walked around for like 10 minutes in like 41-degree weather.
Pneumonia.
Nah, I felt good, man. I recommend cold showers to everybody. Please look it up. It's very, very beneficial for you. It's one of the coolest things that I found out in the last several years, actually, because I've been doing it for a minute. But yeah, it's cold, bro. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Rub-a-dub-dub. Yo, is it shocking to you that it's been 4 years since this quote?
Is it 4 years since they met in that fight?
No. That was for the Maurice Hooker, Jose Ramirez fight. Errol Spence went to support his friend, and Terence Crawford went to support his mutual friend Maurice Hooker when he took on Jose Ramirez, I believe, and that's where they had that little altercation between Spence and Bud, and Bud said, "Let's bet $1 million." And
That's
it just
right.
keeps seeming like all the while he was always telling the truth now. His energy has always been different. He's always been vocal about the fight. He's always been vocal about winning that fight. And now, it just keeps revealing. I mean, this performance and these quotes, it's hard not to point the finger at, quote unquote, the other side of the street right now. Like, get a belt and we can make it happen. That was 4 years ago. And the saddest part is, I know I'm going to be the new Spence hater around these parts, but like, you said that 4 years ago. Now you finally come to watch him fight when you say, I'll never go see him fight. I don't, Crawford went to your fight and you're like, why'd he come over here? I'll never go see him fight. So, now you're forced to eat those words and you do go see him fight. And then when you don't get the outcome you don't want, you leave. So it's a little strange to me what's going on, but nonetheless,
I don't think that necessarily.
Here's the audio I want you to hear.
As soon as this stoppage happened,
If he say he's not worried about me, I don't know why he doing what he was doing here. I probably wouldn't go to none of his fights, so I'm not worried about Terence Crawford. We're gonna move on in the summertime and see who I fight. So
Errol Spence was right there watching this fight. As soon as
Go for it, brother. Go for it.
Yeah, he did say that, but like, remember the key word in that sentence was probably. You know what I'm saying? I probably won't. I probably will. So probably is there, and I
mean,
think,
and that's fine. That's fine. So you probably ended up going cool, but then you left.
Why'd you think he really left though? Was it like what did we expect, right? I mean, in the dream world, we would want him to get in the ring and talk his talk or whatever. But I mean, what was he gonna do? I mean, he stood there. Fight is over. I'm out, bro. I'm a celebrity, man. I don't want no craziness on me right now.
Stop.
I just pulled the bruise.
Stop. Listen. Luis Ortiz was fighting in Florida. Wilder came. He didn't get in the ring. I don't even know if he got in the ring, and maybe he did. But at the point I'm making is, PBC put the camera on him. The television, the viewing audience, seeing Wilder next to his girl, seeing Wilder gesturing, I'm next, you next, all that. That's all you need. He could have still left and been like, little cutthroat, like, man, get the fuck out of here, and walked off. And he's like, oh, Earl slit his throat. But no, he ain't do none of that. Come on, man. We gotta stop.
He was very passive. I get it. He's passive. But let's talk about why was he there? Like, is PBC, is PBC like, hey,
I don't know. I mean, I'm interpreting it like you there because you wanted Porter to win. You wanted that safe rematch, the one you was comfortable with. It's like Luis Ortiz. He got offered the AJ fight, but he like, yo, they also offering me the Wilder fight. I had some success with Wilder. I was in there with Wilder. I'm familiar with Wilder. I'll take that Wilder rematch. Maybe that's how Earl's looking at it. Like, man, I hope Shawn wins. I'm familiar with Shawn. I know Shawn. I'll stop Shawn this time. Maybe he looking at it. And then it was the other outcome.
I mean, it's hard. It's just hard for me to believe, champ, that, he was there specifically to see Shawn win and all that. I mean, look, does it suit him? Yeah. If Shawn would have won, I mean, but does it really? I mean, I think we forgetting that we talking about the shark, Big Fish. Errol Spence Jr., man. He wants the sauce.
I mean, it's been 4 years, bro.
But he got the belt. So
what
now,
belt?
what Earl got to say now?
But that's what I'm saying. It ain't. He been told Crawford to get that belt. Go look at the record, man. When Crawford beat Horn, it's been 4 years since Earl said, "Get a belt and we can make it happen."
Is this
I'll pull it up. All you got to do is put that same exact quote. Boxing Social wrote the article 4 years ago.
So what you're saying is that Terence got a belt 4 years ago, and it's been 4 years been waiting. I mean, but there's been a lot of mesh in between those years.
I think
right?
Terence got a belt 3 years ago.
There's been a lot of stuff going on though. Bob wasn't able to get Bud that fight.
Well, not necessarily. Now, I know that's what Buzz said, but if you think about it, there was a press conference for the Porter Crawford announcement. And in that announcement, Tom Brown, said, it's up to the guys. If they want to fight, they'll fight. And Terence stopped the whole fucking press conference. Like, hold on. Could you repeat that again? So that everybody can hear you on camera? You saying it wasn't us, it was them. So, again, the truth is just keep coming out. And I ain't talking about Earl. The truth keep coming out. Like, they caught the promoter saying it on audio. You got Earl telling him 4 years ago, get a belt. Do something. I don't know, bro. It's just, at this point, it was like he ain't fight nobody. Now he fought somebody. But the difference is he did better than most everybody. So the new reason doesn't become he ain't fight nobody. The new reason is y'all knew how good he was. Y'all knew how good he was. Y'all purposely left him on Gilligan's Island.
Damn.
You
Gilligan
know?
Island.
So here we are 4 years later from your quote. And really, my question is, what we gonna do about it? Like, how many more years? You know, his latest quote is, I got this belt, I'm gonna go ahead and get the other belt, then I'll fight Terence Crawford. If I can't make that fight, I'm moving up to 54. So in his eyes, his goal is beat Ugas. If the Crawford fight is there, he'll take it. If not, I'm moving to 54. So it's not even priority to him. I know all that's gonna change now, see, because he was able to get that off. He was able to talk like the big fish, act like the big fish, because Crawford ain't get his big dance. But now,
he got stood up.
Now there's 2 ballots, 2 votes. Who's the prime king? Who's really the best welterweight? And yesterday when he asked the crowd, they damn sure ain't say Earl. They cheered for him. It's time.
It's crazy that, like, I don't know if it was because, you know, Terence was in the ring, but, like, for some reason, you know, Saturday night, you know, when they put the camera on Earl.
Earl is EJ.
Is EJ, right? My bad. What's the J for?
Junior.
Oh, that's why they called me? Oh, okay. I thought it would just be Junior.
Earl Jr.
So anyway, yo, he looked kind of small. Earl didn't look as big as he usually does when I'm comparing him to Terence. Terence was, I don't know if because of the way he left in my mind, the way he was pushing Shawn and just kind of like dominating. It just gave me that I guess it seared into my head. Like, bro, Terence is not a small guy. We talked when he first came into the division about all you're fighting fake guys or you know, you're not. I don't think he's ready or big enough. You know, if there was any of those doubts and the answers that we needed, that Saturday just did it for me, man. It did it for me.
Yeah, I mean, many are crediting his wrestling background, but absolutely. I don't know what it stems from, but he definitely pushed Porter. He shoved him physically like Amir Khan versus Lamont Peterson. He walked him back in a tie-up. Very, very easy. And then in one, he wrestled them and 180'd them, meaning he's here and he flipped Shawn to the rope and put Shawn's back 180 degrees on the opposite side. Yet physically he showed me he is a lot stronger than we were led to believe. And, again, all this becomes new reasons as to why these fights never happen. I got Roland Curtis with a super chat.
Rolling. Anybody else before that?
No. He is the first.
It was earlier today.
He says, in my opinion, Spence left dejected because he had just convincingly lost the title as the #1 welterweight in the world. Even if you feel that Canelo is still pound for pound #1, we'll all feel that now Bud is the #1 welterweight. You know, there's a lot of that going around. Bud is the #1 welterweight. Bud is now #1 pound for pound. You know, you got people repeating this craziness that Porter is a better win than anybody Canelo fought. And I'm just saying to myself, what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we giving Porter, credit in the moment for the entire span of his career? Because how could you be better than Plant at the moment if you're titleless and he was a champion undefeated? Have you accomplished more than Plant? Maybe. But how could you be better than Plant? First of all, how could you be better than Callum Smith? You know, there's a lot of people repeating this because they hear someone they perceive to be popular and just repeat it. But how could you be better than Callum Smith? Last I checked, Porter never in his life won the Ring Magazine belt, which means you are the #1 in your division.
Okay.
And that's what we're debating right now, #1 welterweight. And guess what? It's not an argument if Porter's in that conversation. So that means you've never been the number one in the division. You've never been Callum Smith. You've never went through a tournament and won. You don't have a Muhammad Ali trophy. You aren't the super champ. So people can't do that. You can't just say, oh, he's the number one pound for pound because Porter is Porter and Callum and Plant. They're not. No, that's not true. That's not true. That's weird what y'all doing. A dude with 2-3 losses just because he was a former 2-time champion, how does that make you better than a current champion? I don't understand. You know, I mean, not in anyone's rankings anyway. A belt holder is ranked above a contender. It's just actual factual. I'm not making this up. You can't be ranked above me. You know, I don't see Wilder ranked above Dillian White, and Dillian only has a silver title or interim title. So we need to stop lying. You know, let's not, trick the people.
They're moving him out of here.
Yo, Jaime Nieto on the super chat says Spence needs to stop making excuses and make the fight. Every time he's asked about Bud, he dodges the question. How long are we gonna let him keep ducking? Wow, why y'all gotta say the bro is ducking? Chill. He's not ducking. I think now more than ever we're gonna see who really is ducking, right? Because
I mean, it's been 4 years, champ.
The fence is broken down.
I just feel like it's been 4 years. I don't understand what more we need.
We don't need more. We need
what other evidence is needed? It's been 4 years since you said get a belt and we can make it happen.
Now the question is this, broski. Now they're gonna say, okay, oh, they fought. You know, Errol Spence. You know, they got if Errol Spence, if this fight, you know, he loses, oh, he got him. What are they gonna say about Terence? Because I mean, so far I haven't heard anything about his victory against Shawn Porter. When I mean I haven't heard anything negative, anything that's gonna say, oh, well, you know what, Shawn Porter had already lost. You know, he was already prepared. Like, I haven't heard none of that nonsense just yet. But you know, with Earl, you know, his eye, the accident, is he okay? Is he 100% every time he goes in there? I mean, we want to say yes because, you know, the way he conducts himself, but that eye was a concern. And I don't know if it was Ellie or one of the reporters that were following him on that walk to the parking lot, asked him if, how's the eye? And he said, it's good. You know, he didn't seem like it was a concern at all, really. I mean, it's not like he'd probably sit there and talk about it, but I mean, I don't see no injuries on Terence. This is 100% Terence. If anything, this is like the best Terence right here. You know, this is super.
Most certainly is the best version of Terence because he's coming off the biggest win of his career.
So it's confidence that just rose to the next level for Terence. I mean, it's not like he needed it, but you know, the stakes are higher than ever right now, and Earl has to, he has to really put something good together with Derek, man, and, you know, go up against a guy like this. I think that it's gonna be this right here, bro. I mean, look, we could talk about the iron, I guess, and the accident, but like, you know, Earl's been doing his thing. I mean, I don't know if anybody could tell me if he's slowed down in his last fight or whatnot, but he presses the pace, you know, and we saw Terence Crawford, you know, put the brakes on one of the most pressure fighters that we've seen in the welterweight division come this last 10 years. This is going to be an issue, you know. Is he that strong? Can he push back EJ? Can we start to see that? Terence Crawford pushing him back, mushing him.
Well, before we see that, we got to see EJ accept the fight. We got to see them in the ring. You know, that's a. You know, I don't know, man. It's a lot of Twitter talking, man. A lot of Twitter talking. We got LV Slugger. If Keith get tune-up in January, him and Bud next summer, it depends who's his tune-up, man. You know, I would like Jesse Vargas, and I'll tell you why. Not because I think Jesse's a great tune-up, more because I feel like Jesse, we seen him get dropped by Mikey. We seen him get dropped by Pacquiao. We seen him last with Bradley. You know, he's a decent welterweight. Been in there with Delorme. You know, so it's a good gauge to see, A, where is Keith's power? Can he put him down at least? So now he's matching the power of Mikey. He didn't put him down. Now we got questions answered. You know, did he do it as easy as Mikey? Was it tougher? We got questions answered. But I think actually Jesse just signed the fight with Liam Smith at 54. So, you know, I don't know who they're going to put Keith in there with as a good tune-up.
Damn, bro.
Jamal James lost. Maybe Jamal James off the loss, but I don't even know that that's the type of tune-up. Like, that's too much of a tune-up because now that dude is also coming off a loss.
Call him the mechanic.
Yeah, right?
These guys up. Bro, you know, Keith Thurman, man, he needs to be in the ring active, man. And I just don't know what to say anymore. I mean, look, what is it that gets in the way? I mean, look, you want a high price. No, not a high. You want to be paid fairly as a superstar. I mean, when Keith Thurman was, you know, on the tear in the beginning, you know, he really was on his game, fighting, challenging, wasn't backing down from anything, knocking guys out. You know, injuries can put a damper on your career. You know, it happened to him. You know, a lot of life things happened to him, right? He got married. A lot of things happened. Child.
Cut the hair.
You know, it's like Samson. It's like Samson
in the Bible. You never know. You never know, man. You never know. You know, obviously you got to be, you know, believing in certain things, but you know, maybe for him, you know, losing the hair changed him. He looks different.
He's like, yo, that's it. I cut the hair off. I'm retired. Nah, seriously speaking, though, man, I would really like to see him sooner than later in the ring. I don't know how old he is now, or how, you know, how his body has, you know, come to this age, at least with all the fighting he's done in his life. And that's the thing, right? The activity that we always talk about, right? That's everybody talks about that, you know, an active fighter, you know, he stays active. He does good. He does well. He's prepared, you know, keeps those body mechanics, you know, at the right place or at the right level. But he's I don't even see videos of training. I don't see
who?
Of Keith.
Yeah, no, he's a private guy. I was in one of his sessions. He looked good, but that's sparring, you know, you need to get that rust off. You need to get that rust off. You got Stonebone believing it'll probably be Abel Ramos. I don't want Abel Ramos. That's not a good enough name for Keith. You know, the Jessies, the Mikeys.
Who do you think he's for, though? Right?
Even a Robert Easter moving up, you know.
Yeah, you offer these guys because the pay's got to be right. You know, Robert Easter taking on a guy.
Robert Easter needs the money. He's been out the scene. He's lost, and he's got some legal shit going on that we haven't reported on. He could use the payday. I just don't like Abel Ramos. You know, we only know Abel for fighting Ugas like one time. Oogie. I don't even know if he fought Ugas or he fought somebody else. That's Abel, man. No. Tell Abel go do something. I think Abel actually lost to the other dude, right? That undefeated Jesus, that welterweight that sparred Bud one time that we interviewed. Maybe that's who. Let me just pull him up, but I don't want no fucking Abel Ramos, bro. What the hell did Abel Ramos do to be in the ring with Keith Thurman, even as a tune-up, man? Get out of here. That's not a good enough name for me. Like, you know what I mean? You Keith Thurman, and I got an interview with Keith where he says Jesse's a tune-up for him. So we shouldn't let him go under Jesse Vargas.
Jesse's going to be busy?
Yo, no, that's fine. It don't got to be Jesse. What I'm saying is Jesse's a certain caliber, though. Jesse's a champion. Jesse been in the ring with elite level fighters. Jesse and Abel Ramos ain't the same fucking person, man. They're not on the same. They're not on the same class. You know.
Yeah. Jesse won his last fight. Yeah, I think he did. Or did he lose? I mean, look.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, they said Jesus was Abel's nephew, so that's what happened. I seen him on the same PBC card, and confused it. But look, this dude went 10 with Brian Perella. Now, don't get me wrong. Isn't Brian Perella the dude that just beat Harrison? Yeah, he got the draw with Harrison. Lord of mercy. Meanwhile, Luis Collazo bodied this dude mad years ago.
Body.
Mm-hmm. Nah, man, those ain't good tune-ups for Keith, man. He better than that, man. He better than that. He been in bigger fights than that. He's a high profile fighter. You got to get him like a Collazo rematch. You got to get him a name tune-up. It's not about what the tune-up brings other than his name. You know, you get him a Victor Ortiz. You don't get him a Abel Ramos. That's a waste. It's a waste, bro. No disrespect to Abel. He gotta do more. His biggest win is Omar Figueroa. Omar Figueroa has become the new Joan Guzman, except he's Mexican. Please.
So you're saying, I mean, but all right, let's be realistic. Do we get a good fight with Abel Ramos? You know, do we stylistically? I mean, he got a good KO ratio, bro. You know, 21 KOs out of 31 fights is pretty good.
Bruh,
I mean,
for Thurman, the optics don't look good. You're going in there with a dude with 4 losses. You know,
and 12 with your Denny's. You know, that's a loss.
Yeah, no. He also went 10 with Branchek, who fucking Montana Love slept.
Okay.
And Zepeda gave hell to, like, little dudes gave Branchek. I'm just saying, it's not it, man. He went 10 with Francisco Santana. Jared Hurd, like,
give me some
he
chance.
shitted out Francisco Santana, and so did Saddam Ali. Even though Santana Ali was a little bit competitive.
We thought that him coming back, I mean, Thurman coming back to Josecito Lopez was good, and look what Josecito Lopez was able to do. I mean, the memes are out there of the shots that Keith took that were pretty rough. So, I mean, did we want Josecito Lopez at that time? Probably not. We're always wanting as boxing fans.
Josecito is a better name, bro. That's what I'm saying. Josecito been in a pay-per-view with Canelo Alvarez. Josecito knocked out Victor Ortiz in an upset win. He is known in the boxing community as the Riverside Rocky. There's fighters out here that wish they could get a nickname like that, bro. Rocky is synonymous with boxing. He is the Riverside Rocky.
So who's Abel?
Abel's nobody. He's nobody, bro. He's no like they said, he's Jesus' cousin. That's what they say. He's Jesus' cousin, you know. I guess the biggest thing with Abel, you know, the new tagline is that he's being trained by Bomac. Bomac sees something in him.
Let me ask you something. So you think that Abel Ramos will get wiped?
It ain't about getting wiped. I don't care about.
I want to know though.
I don't care about that. Like, I don't care if he's a good tune-up. He ain't the name for my man. Like, that's not what I want for him. You know, I want better for my favorite fighter. These dudes out here, they don't do that. You know, they don't got no standard. It's like, yo, I like this dude, so I just got to eat anything he give me. No. You better than that, Thurman. Don't give me Abel. And matter of fact, I'm not saying you better than that. You told me that. The interview could be found on my YouTube channel. You said Jesse Vargas is a tune-up for Keith one-time Thurman. He may not be a tune-up for other fighters. He a tune-up for you. Well, then you need a Jesse Vargas level tune-up. You don't get Abel Ramos. That shit ain't moving no needle. You ain't no main event with Abel. You need a tune-up. You could still be a main event. Victor Ortiz. You know? A tune-up, you could still be a main event. Not no fuck Danny Garcia rematch or some shit. You know what I mean? Not no fucking Abel Ramos. Get out of here.
I think a Jamal James maybe. Probably be better.
I'd have took Jamal, but he lost, man. And I ain't saying the loss means anything other than Thurman, he got to show something. He's in a predicament where the public doesn't believe him anymore.
About a Mario Barrios fight. I know he just lost.
They ain't doing it. Barrios is, well, he moving up. You know what? I'll fucking take it. Give me that. Give me that. Yo, you and Majid hit it on the nail today with these. Yo, give me that. Barrios just got ranked in number 6 at WBA at welterweight. They was already trying to fake, and I'm using air quotes, fake make the Tank versus Keith fight. So it's like the storyline becomes, yo, Leonard be out here crazy. He trying to get his little man hurt. I will kill him. I'm about to destroy the dude he just fought. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to show him he ain't no welterweight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show him what you supposed to do to these little dudes. And he bodies Barrios, and he's back in the mix. Why? Because Tank just made Barrios popular. Common opponent. Tank is a big name. Keith is I like that. Damn, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. And you see what I'm saying? It's not about competitiveness right now for Keith. Keith just got to get the rust off. He got to get the juices flowing, but he also need to have some marketability. You know what I'm saying? You got to put him out there. That's a better name. I like that.
Right, Texas.
Yeah, do it in San Antonio. You know, because Keith ain't really got a home. You know,
he don't. He American made. He all over the place.
He don't. You know, like they did him in Tampa one time on the big stage. You know, and he's been gone too long anyway. You know, you probably better off using the Barrios Mexican fan base to help Keith in this fight. He been gone, man. It's almost 3 years.
It's been a while.
What year he fought Pacquiao exactly? What month? It's been, I bet you if you do months, it's been mad months, man. We need the exact amount of months because this dude be capping for him. Intrigue.
Oh shit! Shout out to Intrigue,
but get those months. I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the next topic. We're just gonna wrap up. Obviously, Terence Crawford showed his greatness. He stopped Porter in the 10th round. People on the internet are saying it's Ken Porter that gets the first stoppage on his resume over his son, Shawn Porter, for being the one to throw in the towel, unjustified. But Errol Spence says his next fight will be, and I quote, a big one in February or March. And this is new. I guess somebody caught him on the way out yesterday. But look, we just went through some welterweights to try to find, quote unquote, a decent fight for Thurman. Who the hell could Earl be talking about that he about to fight in February or March? That's a big one.
Yeah, I don't know who he was talking about, but I'm excited to see him in March. We'd have to freaking kind of look through the freaking resumes. Oh, excuse me, the list of fighters they possibly could, be a big one.
I don't know. What's a big name to you though? Like I'm a big one.
Look at this guy. The months on it was 24 and 4, 28 months since
28 months. Look at that. So he's what? 8 months away from 3 years out, bro.
No, yeah.
8 months away from 3 years out. This is what I'm saying. You need a tune-up, champ. We gotta get you a tune-up, and it gotta be a decent one, and listen, if you want to test, if you want to test Keith, you want to test him, and it's not about name value. You put him in there with Butayev. That dude's the dude that just beat Jamal.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's a problem. He's a problem. He's a problem. If you not ready, if you ain't trained, and if you soft, you gone.
Ooh.
If you soft, because he cheating you in there. So if you soft, you ain't gonna last in there with that dude. That's a good fight. From a competitive standpoint, that's a good fight to see where Thurman's at. That might be too much, that might not be what the doctor ordered. That'd be like, yo, dog, no, that's too much come forward pressure right now. We just trying to ease back in. We trying to put that big toe in the water first, see how cold it is. That Butayev fight, you gotta give that kid some respect. That's my second fight watching. He had a barn burner with Busbutin too. That's a fight right there. And let me tell you, if Thurman think he back,
let's go.
You fight him, you right there. You won the Ugas, and then now Al could do something for you.
If he fights Earl, right?
Excuse me?
You're talking about if he fights Earl Spence.
No,
right?
if he fights Butayev, gets that regular belt, he's right under Ugas.
Now, does he necessarily want a tune-up? Because I got excited when I saw
he's got to want a tune-up. At this point, it's not what Keith wants for himself. He doesn't. He wouldn't. If he's saying he don't want to, he don't know what's right and what's wrong and what's good for him.
I'm over here, just kind of like
You just said it, brother. 28 months. You show me one fighter that came back in 28 months to elite form.
Yeah, can't off the dome.
And Floyd might be the closest, and he had 18 months out the ring when he fought Marquez. And that's what I'm saying. Show that you great, Keith. Don't go in there and fight fucking who you said, Abel Ramos. Floyd came off of 18 months and fought Marquez. Yeah, he blew weight. Yeah, he set Marquez up. You know what I'm saying? But he still fought a bigger name. It's about name.
Getting excited because that's the reason I'm getting so excited about that, right? Is because you're saying Earl set a big fight in March, and I'm trying to paste these names onto his.
It better not be Keith. I'm boycotting.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Keith?
Listen to me. If Earl tries to fight Keith, Earl is a duck. I don't call fighters ducks. Earl is a duck. You don't turn around now all of a sudden. You know how many like if Earl fuck around and fight Keith, I'm gonna take the time to get all his videos. And we gonna put them together. How many times he said, I ain't fighting Keith Thurman, fuck Keith Thurman, Keith Thurman whack, he a cornball, all this shit. Now what? Now all of a sudden it's a big fight? After yesterday, Keith's a big fight.
And Earl, he talked his shit. When he got his belts, he had to talk his shit because he felt like they treated him the same way, right?
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. If you said you never gonna fight Keith Thurman because he ain't give you a shot, why you turning around giving him a shot now that the big fish ain't got no motherfucking chains on him no more? He ain't. Matter of fact, you called yourself a fish. Big dog ain't got no chains on him no more. The fence is open. The gate is open. The dog is loose. And you talking about you about to fight Thurman? You better not. You better not. How the fuck you gonna say he's available? You ain't even gonna offer him to fight for February or March?
Yeah, man.
He's available. Ain't no more promoters in his way. Don't give me that bullshit. No, sir, no way. Listen, I'm your worst nightmare. You gotta do what's right or I'm on your heels.
I mean, I see. Ugas was my next little kind of like.
Ugas busy with Amantius Stanonius until the WBA decides that they not gonna force Ugas to fight. He's in a tournament. Money? Excuse me. Oh, well, you're right. They could offer him step aside money to Stanonius if he takes it. Ugas can most certainly fight Earl, but that would be better. I would accept Earl fighting Ugas because we know that fight was there before Bud fought Porter. But you can't fight Thurman. No Earl fan should let him fight Thurman without a tune-up after you said Thurman was a cornball, you don't even like him, you'll never fight him, all because he didn't give you a fight when there was bigger fights for him to take. No. No. Don't you come back to your senses now that you've seen Crawford up close. No. You keep with your hypocritical bullshit that you're not going to fight Thurman. Don't change that shit now because Crawford's available, because he's available. There's no reason Earl should be talking about Thurman. There's only Ugas, and I said that wrong. There's only Ugas or Crawford he should be talking about. He's a belt holder. He's the unified champ. He should only be looking at the other champs. Now, if he talking about, I need a tune-up because of the retina, cool. It ain't Thurman. Go fight Abel Ramos.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm gonna have to move down the list then, bro. Next person I had was Virgil Ortiz. I mean,
Virgil got that eliminator? I don't know when they gonna put paper to pen and send some.
He's number one in the WBA and then WBC. So which one is he that he has the Mando?
That's the thing. Come on, man. Nobody's stupid. He seen that fight last night. They going WBC route. If I'm a manager, if I'm Rick Mirgan, call me a hater. I seen what Crawford did to Porter. I seen what Earl did to Porter. I know that Earl got in a car accident. I know that Earl been out the ring 12 months. And I know that Earl's coming off of surgery. I'm going to WBC route with my young dog. I'm not going the route of the dude that ain't got no chinks in the armor.
Listen,
he ain't slowed down. It's chess, not checkers. It's chess, not checkers, man. That's why Canelo fighting Makabu. And that's what I'm saying. You know, Canelo fighting Makabu because it's chess, not checkers.
So
Crawford needs to put it out there to Team Al Heyman. He want that Earl fight. They can't get that. He got to set his attention on the winner of Gennady. That's happening in December. He could do it, bro. And I know I see the internet. I see the internet. People say I'm an egomaniac, but I see the internet. They listening. I see people reposting, oh, look at the boxing voice. He want Crawford to fight Andre. Yeah, but it's working. It's working. Now more and more people talking about it. But I like Majid's option. It's Gennady, man. He's a dead man walking, man. He's a dead man walking. Gennady's dead man walking. For Crawford.
For Crawford?
Crawford. He's 39 years old, Doomy. He 39 years old. Check BoxRec for me right now. James, ain't you on the line? Check the last time this motherfucker fought. And then we know he about to go into a fight December 29th with a big-ass puncher in Japan. Yeah. So even if he win, he might get robbed. It's time. Crawford could pluck him off. And guess what? It'll be no different than when Canelo moved up to fight Kovalev. An older version, a former champion, a three-time champion, but people thought was old. People thought, oh, whatever, like he ain't on his prime. Neither the fuck is Gennady.
Honestly, it's crazy because, I guess the longer you're in this sport, really, really, really analyzing this shit, man, like, Terence Crawford would beat Gennady Golovkin. Like he would beat him. Listen. He would beat him, bro. And I can say that so confidently, and I'm like,
bro, me too.
Maybe because it's, it's late in Gennady's career.
Yes.
Or maybe it's because Terence Crawford's a nightmare in styles.
Yes. And a southpaw.
He's
5'10". He's got that reach. Now we seen that reach with an elite level fighter, bro. My man could stay. You know what my girl called him? Shout out to my girl. She's become a full-blown hardcore. I was going to make this side by side. She said Crawford reminds him of Dazn. She said, what's that character from Street Fighter? His reach long as hell. He was fucking up Porter. I'm like, yo, I couldn't stop laughing, bro. She's a full blown. And now we got facts. I watched it in the office. She watched it in the bedroom. So that means ESPN is the way to go. You could get multiple TVs.
In honor of your girl, I will add the Yoga Slim Blast.
Okay, so James says
there's a couple of super chats up here.
Holy shit, James, what did you send here?
All right, you left off at LG Slugger.
I don't even know what you said here.
We're on Candle Jack.
Is Gennady looking for a better? What are you? I don't know what you sending though. What are you sending here?
How about I send you a super chat? Candle Jack.
This is the resume. He's sending Gennady's resume. I think. I don't know. Go for it. Go for it. You said Kendall?
Candle, like the candle burning. Candle Jack says PBC tried to age / wait Crawford out. Oh. But they're both the same age, no? Earl and
Nah, you crazy? Crawford's older than by like 3 years. Earl's 31 right now, 32, something like that. Let me double check.
Yeah. I mean, that really don't mean too much, man. Terrence hasn't been in wars, man. He's really pretty much kind of like, held his
Earl's 31 years old, 27 fights. Bud is 34, and he got a whole 11 more fights than Earl.
Damn. Got the experience. You started to look at this different, huh?
No, it's over. It's over. Listen, his worst nightmare happened, and that was a common opponent. It's over.
Ness is a butterkin. Absolutely.
Nah. I'm just saying, look, dog, I am just a realist. I don't do that. I don't like, oh, you beat my guy. I gotta be mad at you. No, I gotta open up my eyes, I gotta learn my lesson. You taught me.
You've been kind of consistent with that,
Yeah, no, you taught me, bro. You beat my guy. What I'm gonna do? Stay in denial? Like some of these dudes, they still in denial. They still in denial. They're like, oh, Jeff from Nova Scotia. Oh, it's like Oscar, man. He beat a washed up Porter. Like, bro, you dudes are tripping right now. But that's okay. But that's okay because then it's, it becomes like J-Mac and Stonebone and Brandon. This victory for them is greater than it is for you and I because they've been telling us. So
hey, did you see how stoic everybody was? Brandon, Matt.
Yeah, they all calm.
I wasn't even surprised. I ain't even gonna say it like that.
I ain't even gonna yell. Yo, I ain't even gonna yell because I knew this was gonna happen.
Y'all was going crazy. Y'all wanted to say all this shit that y'all said was true. Y'all was going nuts. I was like, yo, how are they holding their composure right now?
No, because listen, you gotta be class. You gotta be class when you on top, man. You gotta, and it's like that's the best way to say I told you so. And that's what I'm saying. For the dudes like Jeff that's still in denial, it's just going to be better for the people that have already turned the leaf. And then they get to say now I get to join with Stonebone and them and tell Jeff when it's his turn to learn, I told you so. Because you wildin'. You can't act like Porter was 1 foot out, I don't give a fuck what Ken said. I don't care what Porter might have been thinking. I don't even care if he tell you in a book that he write that him and his wife, was about to retire and they decided to take this last fight as a meal ticket. I don't give a fuck. We still know what he bring to the ring. And it ain't about what Porter did. It's about what Terence did to Porter and what no one else was ever able to do to Porter. And I think that's it in itself. Plus, it's the same right hook. He hit Porter with a short right hook that almost looked like a straight right. Same way he hit Brook. And with the Brook fight, we discredited because what? Brook is old. Brook is washed. He wasn't at welterweight in 3 years. So there was reasons to discredit that. And if you want to not believe, you looking for the doubt in the situation, there was doubt. But it ain't with Porter. My man was always durable. He can never be compared to Felix Tito Trinidad. He don't go down that much. Porter went down maybe 3 times in his career, and people act like he goes down every fight.
I know. Bro,
well, actually now 4 times. I think it's 4, right? I don't know that anyone put him down other than Broner, Earl, and now twice Crawford. Crazy.
This dude hit
crazy
the canvas.
Saying that out loud, bro. It just hurts, man. I guess hurt is the wrong word, but it just is like I feel bad for Broner. You know what I mean? I feel bad that it's just that soundbite I've been playing. Saddest thing in the world is wasted talent. And him being in that list of dudes that were able to do a certain thing to Porter and now not be in that list of dudes, right? Like he was, but he ain't. You understand? Yeah. Like we still talking about Earl and Crawford. We still want to see him in these certain fights and they still dominant. Broner did something, but like it's like, but he had the talent. He really did. If he would have got it together.
Shut that soft ass shit up.
Shout out to AB. Broski, man, we just witnessed a major shift in the welterweight division right now.
Beautiful.
This is gonna be crazy.
That's the beauty of this sport, man. It's the landscape changes so quickly.
Now it's like, who we got at the heels of the champs right now? You got you got Jaron, Virgil, the young dogs. You know what I'm saying?
No, see, and Ennis, there's a silver lining right now for Ennis. You're dealing with a stubborn dude in Crawford. It don't mean he about to go sign to the PBC. It could just mean that he gonna deal one-offs. He could do one-offs all over up and down these streets. I still will fuck with Bob. I'm gonna be real. That's another topic of discussion. That is actually what my news and notes topic. So we're gonna skip to that. Bob Arum, Crawford didn't ask for the Spence fight before leaving Top Rank. Bob believes a Josh Taylor fight could be more money than a Spence fight. Now, I'll repeat what I said yesterday. If he could get them, to just give him the Josh Taylor fight with no strings attached, meaning you don't re-sign me. I don't got to give you 2 fights because I fought your champion. Maybe there's a rematch clause, and that's understandable. There's a lot of belts. Josh Taylor's giving you, well, no, because Josh would be fighting you for your belts. You're not going to move down for Josh. So, yeah, it's got to be a one-off. It's got to be a one. Josh belts are just there to show. I can't take them. He coming to fight me at 47. You know, Bob believes that's a big fight. I don't know why. Maybe Taylor could bring some people to this country now that COVID is over. When he fought Ramirez, it was dead in COVID. He couldn't really show that he was a draw. If Earl is truly busy in February, March, Taylor's not a bad one-off. Don't get back in bed with Bob.
I don't think that was the feeling I got when he said these things in front of Bob.
Well,
my decision's already
yeah,
been made.
but I'm saying Bob has already come out and said he's open to do one-offs with him. He's open to do one-offs. I just don't want the one-off to be like, all right, fight Taylor. If you beat him, you could leave, but wherever you go, we get the match right last offer. I don't want that. I don't want you trying to come with a big ass briefcase to fuck up the next fight because you want to match it. Nah.
Oh, look at this guy.
Don't do that. But if you could get that Taylor fight, take that. Maybe you go to Scotland. He likes to travel. Go back to Scotland. Not back, right? Where'd he fight Burns at? In Ireland or UK?
It's UK.
All right, so you know, it'll be an international fight if he chooses. Again, this is the champion doing a lot for the challenger. You know, you fighting a dude with no belts. You fighting a dude in his hometown. But you maximizing the revenue. That's what you're trying to do. You know, this could be a money fight. According to Bob, I don't know. Honestly, I never thought Josh Taylor was a draw. I don't think people think he's a star. I don't know why Bob is saying he's a big fight, but I don't know the economics of Josh Taylor. I won't put it past him. I know he's got Scotland on his back. He's got MTK Global on his back. And then he got UK audience as well. So maybe, and there was rumors, I don't know, maybe when Stonebone, he's on, maybe he could tell us. There was rumors Crawford signed with MTK. So maybe there's a lot of money in a Josh Taylor Crawford fight.
Oh.
And even if he didn't sign with MTK, you know, they make it happen. They made it happen for a lot of people. They'll probably make it happen for Josh Taylor to fight Crawford because Josh is their guy.
The champ, man.
Say
I mean,
what?
money, you know, man, money makes the world go round. But damn, going down to 140 when I just saw you mash up one of my favorite pressure fighters ever.
No, not go down. Josh would come up.
Yeah, but like
same way Crawford did. Josh would be daring to be great as the WBO champion and the undisputed 140. He would contact Paco Velasquez of the WBO and say, I want to challenge Terence Crawford. And he gets an automatic shot, just like Usyk did at
matter
AJ.
of fact, bro, that shit makes sense now that I'm looking at it because, you know, he does have all the belts. Like
it's a beautiful storyline because it's like, you was the undisputed champ. Now I'm going to do what you did. But I think I'm better than you, so I'm going to fight you where you fought Jeff Horn.
Wow.
You know? So there's a storyline. It could sell. 2 undisputed champs. They bring all their belts to the press conferences.
Looking
it could
good.
sell. It could sell. I don't know that it's bigger than Earl. That's what Bob is trying to say. He said, it's possibly bigger than the Errol Spence fight. I'm like, whoa.
Gotta put that possible word in because the only way I see it being bigger is out there in the UK. I mean,
GGG's last fight was fucking December 2020, bro.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Don't tell me that dude can't be plucked. And let me tell you, see, I see the internet talking, and they like, oh, dudes telling Crawford to move up, the same dudes that told Floyd to beat Gennady. Yes, I'm guilty. I thought Floyd could do it. You talking about, and I don't understand why people still don't see that. Like, you talking about a dude that didn't get hit. I got to go back and watch the Canelo fight, but like the way I remember it, honestly, I'm not exaggerating. The way I remember is like I don't think Floyd got hit. I don't remember him getting hit. I just remember this, like, you know, like you see him jumping out the way and shots just going past his nose. I see him dipping. Like, that's all I remember is highlights of him making Canelo look so separated on two different fucking levels. Mm-hmm. So you telling me that dude who did that to that guy, who went on to evolve into the guy he is today, wouldn't have beat the dude that's made out of cement? Like, his feet are made out of cement, for God's sakes. So now you're trying to tell me that the newer version of Floyd, who switches, who's taller, who's longer, and who started at what, 2 divisions above Floyd, can't do it? Man, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. It's right for the taking. He's a cherry. He's a cherry. Remember, and just remember, oh shit, that just hit my mouth. Remember, before Canelo did it, I called Kovalev a cherry for Canelo. People ain't believe me. He went up there and did it. Gennadi's a cherry for Terence right now.
Strawberry.
He's a cherry right now for Terence. He's a cherry. Now, that could change on December 29th. He could turn back the hands of time. Fighters do that. They have their best performances. I could see that fight December 29th and be like, whoa, nah, that dude still got that crazy pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they say that. Last thing to go on a fight is the power. He do got power. You know, but I just think he's so slow. Crawford gonna be like, he got outbox him, I just think. Outbox him.
He's been training a little bit, you know, with we spoke a little bit about it. Been like
with Jonathan Banks?
Yeah, 3 fights already now with him.
And it ain't gonna do nothing.
You don't think that he's been behind the scenes, you know, trying to get better at that boxing? Because he still has that power, Ness.
Your man Schmelter landed shots on him. Steve Rose landed shots on him. Willie Monroe won rounds. Man,
but he KO'd Steve Rose.
Yeah, but is Steve Rose Crawford?
It's Camille Schmidt that's retired in the corner.
Yeah.
But
none of them dudes is Crawford either, though.
Absolutely.
Or have his mentality. He's a very mean dude, bruh. Very mean dude. I never seen nobody throw those punches like that. Like Tyson. That's it. Tyson is that velocity, that ferociousness. It's like, bro, he puts everything into those right hooks. And you rarely see that. You rarely see that.
And I say the thing is, like, Shawn Porter does the same thing. That's what I love about Shawn.
Yeah, you're right. He even does the facial expressions, except his ain't hard though. They look hard, but they not hard.
Let me say my piece real quick. The reason I say this is because you know they both have the velocity. It's just that Terence has more leverage on his punches.
And accuracy, brother.
The long ass arms, bro. It gives him so much leverage. Guys like Navarrete, these guys, bro. And, there's specific body types, man, in boxing, creating champions and looking for fighters. But, we'll talk about that at another one. Chee!
Yeah, man. So, all right, we talked to Bud. We talked to Earl. What we said for his big one, because we got to recap that. March or February, what's the biggest thing you think Earl could do?
We crossed out Keith Thurman. We went ahead and we talked a little bit about.
I'm gonna go ahead and say what you said. I'm gonna say it's Ugas Stanonius took the step aside money.
I want to go with that. I want to go with that because I feel like as much as I like the Mario Barrios, I think that
Barrios was for Keith. I'm talking about for Earl. Earl the one said he coming back in February, March, and it's gonna be a big one.
Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it was either your Dennis Ugas or. What else did I mention, man? Oh, you know what? We didn't. Nah, that doesn't happen. Rashidi Ellis, maybe?
That doesn't happen. Ellis is free next year, but we don't know when exactly.
He's been putting in work for a long time, man. Be one guy that. But he said big. What does big mean for us?
That's what I'm saying. Big is a name, bro. Big is a name. That's why it's got to be Ugas. And unfortunate to say Thurman. I don't want it to be Thurman because. Boy, Spence would be on some hypocritical shit. Talking about you don't need tune-ups, then you take a wounded bird. That's just
damn.
I'm just
Why you got to be a wounded bird?
I mean, until Keith shows us that he could fly again, he's still in the nest.
Damn, he said he got a thing that's in a cast right
I'm just
now.
keeping it Jeezy. Keeping it Jeezy. Yo, speaking of Jeezy, did he turn into a pastor too?
Why you say that?
I don't know. I feel like I seen something like Pastor Jeezy. I'm like, what the fuck? Everybody turn into a pastor these days.
I don't know. I just seen him in a video. He was pouring some of his liquor. I think he owns a liquor company. I don't know. He was pouring a liquor shot, though.
Oh, wow.
Not saying that, you know.
Did you get the Jaime Nieto?
He had another one.
The one they said he's not fighting Bud. He's going to move to 54. And I hope people that have that same energy for Earl that they have for Canelo, yet Cab Lelo trying to be great. I wonder if he made a misprint or he really tried to call him Cab Nello like he fight cab drivers.
That's a typo. Definitely a typo.
You sure? Because Cab Nello's not a bad spin-off of his name.
No.
You know, if you think he cherry picking and he call him Cab Nello.
I think that's a great new meme name, though.
Yo, you like, yo, my man fighting cab drivers. Get Cab Nello out of here. Yo.
Typo could change your whole super chat.
Yeah, one typo, right?
Fuck.
De Leon says, Spence went life and death with Porter. Porter pushed him back and seemed stronger until Earl dropped him. Bud laughed at him and got him out of there. Bud.
It's true, man. It's so true, bro. Damn it, it slips my mind.
Yo, this is the best thing that happened to that fight. This is what Pacquiao and Mayweather had. They had so many common opponents. And you see, that's what I'm saying. A promoter that believed in Pacquiao, every time Mayweather fought somebody, Pacquiao would fight him. Every time Pacquiao fought somebody, Mayweather would fight him. They would purposely fight each other's competition so that there's always that barometer there. You know what I'm saying? There's always that like, oh, he did better. No, he did better. Because remember, Floyd fought Margarito. He fought Mosley off the Margarito win. And then fucking Pacquiao fought Mosley with a blister on his foot. You know what I'm saying? Pacquiao fought Cotto on a catch weight. And then Mayweather fought him at 154, natural weight. You know? What other fights they had similar? Pacquiao fought De La Hoya way past his prime. Floyd fought De La Hoya in his prime.
Yeah, that's get out.
Whit rules against him, you know? He had the smaller gloves, or rather bigger gloves, and he had to move up.
We got another one from Jaime Nieto. Hit that bell, champy. He says, I don't want to hear no excuses from Earl. I've been saying for years, Bud outboxes and counters him easily. Earl put himself in this spot. No excuses. Okay.
Yeah, man. Tables turn. Big Fish, they going to use your tables turn phrase against you now because, you know, that's how it is. Boxing, that's why this soundbite, I know a lot of you young whippersnappers don't know, but... And that's why it's best, yo, if you like Canelo, that you get to fight 3 times, 4 times a year, that's the best thing you could ever do because you're always being talked about. You're always hot. But when you know, it's always what have you done for me lately in boxing? And right now, Crawford is on top because of his performance. Earl's performance versus Danny is so long ago that nobody remembers it. They really don't care about it. You know what I mean? So the tables have turned, and you got to do something in this sport to be remembered, man, or you will be forgotten. For real, for real.
Activity. Got to be active.
James Benitez up next.
Hit him with it. Let me see. Refresh.
Sound like you underestimating Thurman, he says.
Oh, yeah?
Sounds like you underestimating Keith. So you telling me how Keith fights, he would challenge Bud with no tune-up, especially since EJ want no smoke duck? Hell no, I ain't saying that. I don't want Keith to fight nobody without a tune-up. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that. Don't try to cherry pick Keith. He got 1 loss to Manny Pacquiao. Everybody want an easy win over his name. Boots calling him out. It's like, stop.
Wait a minute, Ness. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
No. He lost to a legend. He got more views than all these welterweights. Don't matter who the fuck you is, Keith did more views than you and more pay-per-view buys than you.
Is he really cherry picking at Errol Spence? Because I think that both these men have had some things, happen in their careers that close to altering their,
No, we're not going to hypothetically assume that they both not 100% because we don't know what percent Earl is and we don't know what percent Keith is. Let them fight separately and then meet. There's no rush.
Keith been healing
Nobody
up,
don't even care about Keith no more. All of a sudden they need Keith on somebody's resume.
Maybe
Fuck
Keith
out of here. Wasn't y'all calling him sometimes? So leave him alone.
Oh.
Leave Keith alone. No. Y'all trying to make a name. Y'all want a fake name and I ain't giving it to y'all. Y'all not about to get fake accolades off my boy. Get him when he back.
Bro, he can go fight Earl. And honestly speaking, like, think about it. How much more fight, and I'm not saying that he doesn't got the fight in him, but how many more fights do you think Keith wants to be in? He's been, in some hard injuries. He's been through some hard injuries. Like, maybe he's looking for that big payday.
And that's probably right, but he still need a tune-up. He can't go straight into the payday, man. He can't.
If it's on the table.
Listen to me. We as boxing fans shouldn't want that. Like, why would you want to pay for a pay-per-view when you don't even know if that dude's 100%? Why? Why you want Keith and Porter, Keith and Crawford on pay-per-view or Keith and Earl on pay-per-view? You don't even know where Keith at. Why? Like, you guys don't even care about your money. Like, I buy everything, but I don't want to fight. I didn't have any doubts whether or not Areola was okay.
If you know if Keith beats Earl, it would be amazing. Not you, but it would be amazing for Keith.
It would be amazing for Keith, but it would be better for Keith. He got more probability of beating Earl coming in the ring with no rust. Why you want to go in the ring? You a trainer, bro. Why you want to send your fight into the ring 28 months, man?
Earl's been not okay. He has a lot more time.
Earl only got 12 months, and he coming off a fight with Danny, man. No way. Y'all dudes that's what I'm saying. Dudes are so jealous of Thurman and his success in a short amount of time that they trying to put him in there so that he's done. It's like, yo, he fought Pacquiao and Crawford retired him. Of course you retired him, motherfucker. He fighting you off a 3-year layoff. Who else? Who ain't gonna get retired? You find a dude in his absolute prime that's arguably one of the best in the world off of 3 years. Of course, they're gonna retire you, if not kill you. Y'all dudes want to see a slaughter. That's not what I want. Not for my boy. Let him go fight somebody else. I got Julio Guzman that says, knowing PBC, it's probably Berto. I hope you're talking about for Thurman and not for Earl. Because that ain't no big fight for Earl. But for Thurman, that's a big fight. That's what I'm saying. That's what Keith need. A name just like him that's injured. Not a fucking, real fight. He need a tune-up. Get that rust. Look at him in the Osasito fight. He was off. He need timing back, man. Keith is a dude that deals with timing. He's a counterpuncher. You want to send him in there 3 years rusty. No way, Jose. No way.
Yeah, you just gave it the extra 8 months, didn't you? It's 28 months to 12 months, and I think that for a fact, Keith Thurman's been on the healing and the more just healing. He's been healing longer, and you've visited him. He's been active in the gym, and I think that because of that eye injury, it just gives me a little bit more like thought to maybe Earl hasn't been training as much as he can. I don't know. When was the last time you heard about the eye, or more news on the eye? The last time I heard it was him walking to the parking lot.
He got cleared to fight.
Okay.
He submitted something to the WBC to be cleared to fight. But
okay. It's almost like a chink still there though. Like, that chink is still there. Like when you break a bone, it's never the same, It can heal, all that.
I'm gonna move into the next topic by keeping it on this topic. Now, remember I said that Crawford becoming a free agent opens up so many doors for him. And obviously, as the WBO champion, he doesn't need to do what I'm about to say.
Uh-oh.
But I'm trying to get him paid. Take on Tim Tszyu.
Tim Tszyu.
You could probably same thing, same way you can challenge the champion in the WBO at the division above you. You can probably challenge Tim Tszyu, have the WBO do some sort of eliminator, or just negotiate with him because he's the money anyway. You know, beat Tim. Now you Castando's mandatory. Not that you need to be again. You're more popular than Tim. You're more popular than Brian. If you want to fight those guys, they're going to be willing to fight you. Plus, you smaller, so they at least going to think in their mind they can win. And obviously, people already want the Jermell Charlo fight, so he gets that WBO not before picking up a check. Because I also simultaneously would like him to try to get to that 40 and 50 and 0. He's so close.
So you'd put him in there with a heavier guy.
Tim Tszyu. Tim Tszyu. Non-champion. Non-champion at 54. Never been a champion in his life. All he got is his father's name and his father's money. But he can punch. But he's not Terence Bud Crawford.
Absolutely. I'm not
He would be, bro.
You're bringing him. I think Tim
Tszyu would be a plus 500 at the very least. Jeff in Nova Scotia, I know you listening. What you putting Tim? Where's Alex in Australia? Tim is at least a plus 800 underdog versus Crawford. At least.
Oh, Crawford? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Crawford, go. Look, it's your time. You 34. Get these money fights. You and Tim in Australia.
You're saying Crawford go up and fight Tim Tszyu?
Yeah.
Brother, I was all lost, man. I thought you were saying Keith Thurman. I'm like, you trying to get him killed? I'm so sorry.
Why are you still on Keith? Why are you going? Nah, man. Crawford. Tim Tszyu. And the reason I'm bringing Tim Tszyu up is he is our fourth topic. He just beat Takeshi Inoue. And let me just Google Takeshi Inoue because I don't want to get him confused with the dude that Robert Guerrero beat. But, the point still is Tim is a check. Heavy rumors. We had him on the show about him offering or wanting to offer Jermell $10 million. Okay, so he fought Takeshi Inoue yesterday, or rather the 17th, and Inoue fought Jaime, not Robert. So this is not the other dude, but same thing. He lost to Jaime, and he also didn't get stopped by Jaime Inoue, and Tim Tszyu didn't show more power than Jaime because he also didn't stop Inoue, which makes the fight safer for Crawford. But it's a big name in Australia, brings in that check, and obviously, sets the road to Jermell. I know he can rush. I know he could go straight at Castano. So don't nobody waste your call calling me stupid. I know that. It's about money. It's about money. Castano isn't money. Jermell is money. Tszyu is money. So you take the Tszyu fight, acclamation fight. Walk with me. You don't got to go straight at any of those champions. Acclamation fight for big money. Now those champions want you because you the cash cow. Because none of those champions doing pay-per-views. Tim Tszyu Crawford is a pay-per-view on any part of this planet. Now when you fight Castano, that's another pay-per-view because you just did numbers with Porter, with Tszyu. You've established yourself. Now you and Castano, now the world is waiting for you to be undisputed again. All the while, the writers are saying, damn, this dude got ducked. He went to dominate a whole nother division because Earl ain't fight him. Because the welterweight was a mess. Because the WBA had a fake tournament when they was trying to unify. I'm just saying, and then you don't got to do none of this. I'm just saying, look at all the options he got. He could really do anything he want now. There's a lot of options. I think Tim Tszyu would take it. Maybe his team will say no because they know it's not a winnable fight. And I mean Tim's team. But at the same time, if you Tim, how damaging is it to your career to lose to arguably the number one pound for pound dude in the world?
Yeah. Look, there's definitely things that can manifest, but I mean, we really want this thing to be taken care of at 147. There's unanswered.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't wait. If Earl's saying he got a big fight in March, what's Crawford supposed to do? Sit on his hands, wait another year to fight? I mean, I don't want him to another year out the ring, especially with free agency. Look at Canelo. He got 4 fights in 1 year because he was a free agent.
He said the fun begins now. That's what Terence said. So I wonder what that means, right? If he's gonna have some fun, okay, he has the frame to go up to 154 in this. I'm not saying that he can't do that. It's just going up and then coming back down. Like it. Are we seeing Terence Crawford?
You don't gotta come back down. Listen, he been said I'm done with that Earl fight. He could keep that same energy and make Earl fight him at 54. It ain't like Earl wasn't already saying, I'm gonna take this belt from Ugas. If I can't get the Crawford fight, I'm moving to 54. That's his exact quote.
Okay, so that works. That definitely works. Because Earl going up to 154, he's on his way there anyway. I guess Terence should just kind of cut him off, hit him with the New Jersey sweep real quick, go up to the 154 division first and start picking those guys off first. And wait for Earl up there. Not wait for him because he's going to be doing his own thing, but that's a lot of time then. So we're not seeing this fight anytime soon if it takes this route.
You know, I seen another quote on Three Kings Boxing. Shout out to my man. I think it's Brandon. I'm so bad right now. He probably hate me. But there's a quote that Crawford said, I'll fight Earl if he take his panties out his... No, if he take his tail out his butt. Take his tail out his butt, you know? This is what I'm saying. Like, as a fighter, certain things are fighting words, right? Like, shouldn't certain things be fighting words?
Certain things kind of hit a little different.
As a fighter, I mean, me, is nothing. I'm a regular dude. Say what you're going to say. I get it. But as a fighter, like, I can fight. My point is to fight. I want to be known as the best that fights. And now you antagonizing me. I feel like that's the motivation needed, right?
Got his tail between his ass, yo. That's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Funny. He's funny. You know what I'm picturing right now? We're gonna see an evolution of Terence Crawford like we did Canelo right now.
I hope.
Like, I swear to bees, bro, the Blood, Sweat, and Tear episodes had me going already. But I think that after he said to Bob, or in front of Bob, I think that like now he doesn't have to like hold back.
I don't know that he ever held back, but I do hope he continues to be as a straight shooter as he is. I love that he said what he said right in front of Bob. Bob needed that. Bob said some real foul shit to many people. He needed that. But we're going to move on. That was the last topic. We'll open up these phone lines. You know the number to call in, 14255695241. Press 1 time.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! I'm ready!
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by Big Rigs Trucking Agency, experts for all your insurance and trucking needs. For quotes and consultations, visit us at brtagency.com or contact us at 908-943-6918.
I got James Benitez that says, Keith would break EJ face. No way that's next. Come on, man. What?
Whoa, look at this guy.
I know. I need to see it to believe it. My man needs a tune-up.
Julio Guzman is next. He says, Suleiman supposedly is meeting with WBO Prez to order Spence versus Crawford unification. Oh, okay.
We'll see.
We'll see about that, Champy. Thank you.
We'll see.
Young Prophet on the next super chat. Young Prophet 1. Spence versus Charlo or Castano, if not Crawford. Okay, Spence versus Charlo or Castano. Okay. What, Spence versus Castano?
Yeah, but why Spence versus Charlo when that's his stablemate? That's crazy. Crazy. Why would he fight his boy? That's like, yo, I mean, I spar you already, so I don't know. We got Roland Curtis with the fat $10.
Roland Curtis says, as soon as this computer,
he says,
stops.
I don't know. Need to talk. What the fuck? Hold on. I don't know. Need to talk to me. Family. Be the end of the road. Kell Brooks said to Fight Hype after TKO lost to Bud. Brooke and Porter lost to Spence and kept fighting. Bud likely retired both men. Yeah, but circumstances were different. Both men were at the end of their careers. Both were like at the back end, Both men were at the back end, but both felt the wrath of Crawford without a doubt. We cannot take that away. We see that his power is real.
Young Prophet, damn, you might as well
and remember that there is rumors that Brooks signed his side of the Khan fight.
Hit the bell for Benitez, Mr. James Benitez. Definitely got the trash in there already. Cheese.
And we might as well hit it for Young Prophet, who came with 4 straight.
Hit you with that triple combination.
He said Thurman versus Boots. Now is the time. No, it's not. Why you want Boots to get an easy win with a dude with 3 years out the ring? Chill, Chizzy.
It says Thurman versus Boots will let everyone know where he at. Make the fight. It's a tune-up and test.
Yeah, right. Boots is no man's tune-up, brother.
Hell no.
You lying.
Yo, Prophet, triple time. Thurman versus the Mirror. At this point, it's fine. Just get in the ring. Crawford versus Boo Boo, then Canelo. Wow. Look at this guy. It's crazy because like this power, this aura that Crawford got around him right now, like you could even tell him like, yo, he could probably take on Canelo. Right?
Yo, hold up, yo, $2 super chat. You know what that means?
Hateration,
holleration in this country. See, it's Brandon from Cincinnati, and he's paying to hate on Thurman. Can't you see? Yo, he said Thurman versus Leonardo Tyner, Eric Bonet, or Tsunami Sam. Hater.
What are those? Mike Tyson Punch-Out characters?
C levels.
Champ.
They all real fighters that are C levels, if that, maybe C minuses.
Call him Joe Soda Pop. Or
we going out to the phone lines. Marcus in DC. What up?
Marcus.
Boxing boys, what it do?
What up?
Champ.
Man, got spot on, man, with a lot of stuff, man. Spence jumped up last night. He said bum ass when he was leaving because you know why? He was hoping that if they allowed the fight to continue, then the comparison wouldn't be made and he would have to avoid doing all this shit that he got to do, which is he got to fight Crawford. But everybody who said Crawford can't do this in his resume, and everybody thought resume win fights, they found out right hooks and left uppercuts when you know you're going to hit something so you ain't got to take nothing off of it. You get chest, stomach, or face. They found out that Bud figured them out, and they said, uh-oh, what's going on? Somebody said Eric Bonet, man. I'm dying, man. Let's call him Eric Bone and watch those other 2 fighters beat him. What about everybody saying that now all of a sudden Crawford needs to fight either Gennady for a pick-off and or, you know what I'm saying, do one of the Canelos. Let's look at the 2 people that they're saying to do this to. Both Canelo was a weight bully, had been fighting people even when he was at 54, coming in at 175 on fight night. So we're not talking about a dude who could have probably slipped down and make 54 like Gennady actually could have. So as far as people going up and jumping up to pick people off, Terence is 147, 5 fights in 47? It was a small welterweight, and all of a sudden he's a big welterweight? Is Terence running around here beating weight by using any type of diuretic or anything? I don't think Terence gets any points beating beating Gennady? No one's been clamoring for that. The people who Terence is going to get credit for are Thurman.
Champ.
He's going to get credit for fighting Spence.
Champ. Ain't nobody was clamoring for Kovalev, and he getting credit. He in the history books. He beat a 3-time champ.
Listen. Look, he's in the history book. No
and
question.
it'll never be forgotten. Kovalev ain't going to be forgotten. That man's name is the Crusher, and that was always real. And power's the last thing to go. Nah, man, get out of here. You beat Gennady. He's known as a puncher. He fought Canelo, and people thought he beat Canelo. Come on, man.
They did.
No way.
They did.
No way. They give Canelo credit. They give Canelo credit for fighting Shane Mosley, and he was past his prime. You tell me they ain't gonna give him credit for beating up fucking Gennady at 39?
Nah, not really.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, they got two different perspectives, two different appearances as to what they are. See, Crawford, he even though Shawn Porter wore the mantra for Hagler, what you call him Hagler? Other than the undefeatedness, Hagler couldn't get fights. The dudes would not get in the ring with Hagler. Nobody wanted to fight him. Shawn Porter's fought everybody. How did he identify? Other than the fact that he was saying like he was going to come out and bring it, win the war, imitation of Hagler. Crawford's the one that doesn't do it. No one gives credit to Canelo because Canelo can fight whoever he wants. Yes, it's an accomplishment that a dude who used to be 154 beat a 175. Nobody is saying, well, that fight really made it for me for Canelo. Nobody cares about that. Nobody would care that Crawford, who couldn't get a fight with anybody, beat Gennady. That's not what they're going to say. What they're going to do is exactly what they did with Hagler. Okay, we got the first fight out the way. Hagler finally then got all three of the kings. That's where his credit came from. Even though he lost to Sugar Ray, his credit was that after the cherry was popped, he got all the people he was supposed to get. Who is all the people that Terence is supposed to get? You can't tell me it's Gennady. It's Thurman. It's going to be Spence. And the coup de grace is going to be that he's going to take on Boots.
Hey, listen, man, I would love that if it was backwards. But right now, the welterweight division is a mess. And if you accepted that, if you accepted that, you just a Crawford fan that's trying to set an easy path. Crawford wins absolutely nothing. Yeah, you know, I might sound ignorant in the moment because 5 years from now, 10 years from now, he will get credit. It'll go down as something great. But us right now in the know, we know Thurman is not 100%. We know Earl is not 100%. So why the fuck I want Crawford to fight them dudes? It's not what I want. That's not what I want. So I don't want to hear that shit. And all you talking about, oh, don't nobody want the Gennady fight? Yeah, ain't nobody want the Kovalev fight because we ain't know about it because he brought it out of nowhere. Just like don't nobody want the Makabu fight because we ain't know about it because he brought it out of nowhere. But they still career-defining fights. They still history-making fights. And for Crawford, most feared versus the most avoided. Same thing. Gennady at one point was one of the most feared. They could call it most feared versus most feared. You know, it's so many things you could do. But there's more danger from a casual fan perspective fighting Gennady Golovkin, and it's a bigger fight. None of them dudes do the pay-per-views of Gennady. None of them dudes got the name of Gennady. Fuck is we talking about? Earl did 300,000 pay-per-views. You gonna act like he's more known than Gennady? Where? You understand? Like, nah. Gennady is ripe for the. This is what I'm saying. They hate Canelo because they can't think like him. You understand? He calling something corny that if Canelo do, the whole fucking boxing world, oh my God, look, he just fought Kovalev. Oh my God. Only the haters is like, oh, he fought Kovalev. Fuck out of here. No, the world looks at the greatness like, what the fuck? You just moved up 2 divisions. You just beat a 3-time champ. You know, there's no. I don't know, bro. You don't sit around, man. You've been sitting around. You've been sitting around. Why are you going to sit on your hands? If you can't get the fights you want, and again, I am repeating me. You guys could want it all you want for your selfish reasons. I'm not that selfish. There's enough boxing to go around that I don't need Spence and Crawford to happen right now without knowing if Spence is 100%. Look at what they doing to Porter look at what they doing to Crawford today. They diminishing his credibility, his win right now by saying, oh, well, Porter had one foot out the door. Oh, no, his father said he wasn't training. You know what I'm saying? Shit, Tank touched him up in spawn. Like, anything.
Get a docks where you belong.
They trying to find anything not to give Crawford his full credit.
I saw it coming too, Ness. All these things are always like creeping in the bushes, to be thrown at these fighters. Yeah. But, at the end of the day, we saw a Shawn Porter come in to this fight from the gate, putting pressure. From the very beginning, I saw them putting pressure. I didn't see Shawn Porter, out of tune or out of sync at all. Whatever was said by Kenny, only they know in the camp what exactly was going on. That's something that's internal. And hopefully, if they do decide to speak on it, they come over here on the Boxing Voice. We've known Kenny and Shawn for a long time. It's been a long time relationship, father and son, trainer and fighter. So, they know each other very well, and if Kenny saw something, he saw something. Whatever came out of his mouth afterwards, whatever you say can be used against you, right? And he hasn't had the chance, I guess, to even, elaborate or explain his words at all yet. So, what am I going to say, brother?
Well, let me get to Steve. Let me double check if I got any boomerangs here, ringers, and all that good stuff.
Rainy alarm.
If not, Steve, is on you. Actually, I do got J-Mac, New Orleans. Are you available, boomerang? Shout out to Jordan Baker.
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Don't check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. Next, I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, what up, Ness?
What up?
Do me.
What up, Champy?
Hey, what's the topic? Just besides Bud and
all this weekend's fights, Andrade, everything.
Andre did what he's supposed to do with Quigley. And I think he called out Canelo or made a speech or something towards the end. I was trying to look at that earlier. I couldn't hear it well though. But we all know what Bud did. That's why I stopped right there. That's two I won't speak on. Definitely looking going forward. I like the idea of Crawford getting any welterweight going forward, one of the top guys. It's just at a time when they get to pick and choose if they want a payday, get in the ring, and let it happen. Be it Keith, be it Spence, be it Ugas, any one of those guys. I'm looking forward to that. If he can't get in them guys, move up to 154, and I'd love to see him fight Jermell Charlo. For Andrade, definitely I would love to see what opportunity he get. I'm for the Jamal Charlo fight, but I don't think that's going to happen for the Triple G fight, and I'm definitely for the Canelo fight, if that's even still an option. Andrade might have to even go and tackle Benavidez, which would be a tall task. I actually wouldn't favor Andrade in that one, but it still would be a task at hand. How many I got? Don't I got 3 tonight?
3 what?
Minutes.
Nah.
Oh, I thought, dude. All right, shit. All right, cool. That's my call.
Steve, Chicago.
Yeah, we ain't dick riding in this house.
SDS Promotions.
If Wilder fights Usyk, they're going to take Usyk out in a stretch. Well, because they don't like the facts. What the hell did Billy Joe do? He wasn't the guy that everyone thought he was.
Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
We gotta stop capping for AJ, man. He ain't that dude.
Give me liberty or give me death.
May God bless the United States of America.
Cheers.
Hey, what's up, Doomy?
What up,
What
champ?
up? What up?
All right. So I sent you a message on Discord. I made up some of my losses. It was a fight we didn't really talk about with Dorticos. I got that tip from the betting guy that you had on. So I picked second round KO, Dorticos second round. So I made a little money on that. I still lost. I think I still lost because I bet on that Canadian guy, the one that the co-main.
Patrice
I
Volney,
had put
champ.
some money on him. Yeah, and then I put a little bit up, but so all in all, I didn't do too bad. But I want to point out something that you said tonight, Ness, and don't take this personally, but you said that you saw Crawford's greatness in the ring, but when it came to Porter's dad, you don't want to listen to what he's got to say. So I'm going to read something that was quoted that he said. So he said, already knew I was going to stop the fight. If I saw what I saw, that was my plan. No knock against Shawn in terms of who he is, but he thought Errol Spence would be his last fight. I'm his father. I knew that. So I knew everything that was going to happen with him before it happened. So I don't know how we can ignore that, but hey, I give Bud his flowers, but I'm not on this.
Brother, I'm only ignoring the fact that it's an excuse after the loss. We seen Shawn's performance. Did we see Shawn missing a beat, off a step? All we're doing is giving his father, at least I'm giving his father the benefit of the doubt that he knows his son more than me. That's what I'm doing, Doomy. But I'm not in agreements with his father that I seen his son lost a step, or I seen his son was exhausted, or I seen his son didn't look like he always looked. No, I seen his son couldn't do what he always do because of the man that was in front of him. And anyone that want to make a different excuse, that's okay. I'm not going to holler and scream. It is what it is. If you believe Shawn was... I got Jeff texting me left and right. You believe that he was at the end of his career? You don't want to give Crawford credit? Okay. Look, what are we going to do? That's okay. That's on you.
We knew it was going to come. It was something that was obviously...
It's sad because let me tell you, you'll be happy if Porter doesn't retire. Fights Conor Benn, Virgil Ortiz, Virgil Ortiz, Conor Benn, and Jaron Ennis. Those are all great fights for Porter if he don't want to retire. Ain't nobody gonna say, oh, he's washed, he's done. It's just haters. This is weirdness right now. Like, this is why UFC is killing us, because their dudes lose and we matching them up with another fight. Oh, I want to see him with whoever the fuck y'all like in that dumbass sport. Meanwhile, one of our guys losing, he's shelved.
Let's real quick before we go to the next call. Let's touch on that real quick, right? What did we see when he got knocked down? What did we see? He was pounding the canvas. When he got up, just look at him. Really, truly go back and look at the way he got up, the way he went down and the way he got up. Look at everything. And when the actual towel was actually thrown in, when the referee actually acknowledged that was happening. Look at these things, man. I looked at it a couple times and I felt like he really did hurt Porter at that time, And if you're gonna get up, I don't even know how much time was left in that round, but if you're gonna get up and you're gonna take more of that, even if it wasn't discussed between him and his dad, and I think that's something that's tough, because obviously I'm a fighter at the very end. You're my dad, but I'm a fighter. And if there's going to be talks about throwing in the towel, I would love to have been in it. But sometimes you make these calls on the fly. Remember, he's not just his trainer. He's his father, And sometimes fathers got to have to make tough decisions, And I'm not saying that it justifies the words that he said or however he said them, because he'll have his opportunity if he even feels like he has to explain himself. But when I saw Shawn getting up, he looked a little shaky, man. And why take more? Why take more punishment? If it's not necessary. You guys forget how much grueling matchups Shawn has given us. Like, I can't forget everything he's done. And just say that Kenny. I mean, when was the last time Kenny threw in a towel for him?
Never, man. That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
Like to act like Shawn has lost so many steps. There was no signs of this. Kenny throwing a towel is what he's seen from direct, actions of Shawn getting punched in the face. But let me get to some other callers. Put your attention to YouTube. Anybody watching us live, this is a representation of Terence Crawford because he's a killer.
Oh, damn.
What he done to the boxing world to be number one in the junior weight division. He's no shit. He's no shit. The master no shit. I know it. I know everything with God.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Boxing Voice?
What up?
Yo, at one point, I actually gave up on the Crawford versus Spence ever happening, but I'm very optimistic about it right now. My only question is, like, how many fights until we finally get that fight, And I heard you mention something about Keith Thurman. That he needs to tune up. Who is it that's trying to fight Keith Thurman? Because last time I remember, Spence said he wasn't going to fight him.
Yeah, well, people trying to push Spence towards Thurman. They want Crawford to fight Thurman. They want Boots to fight Thurman. And honestly, that's not what I want. Let Thurman get his tune-up. People just want a name on their resume.
Thurman hasn't fought since July of 2019, man.
28
a good
months
tune-up
off.
for Thurman. Yeah, a good tune-up for Thurman, and a good payday for him at the same time will be Broner, because Broner doesn't even let his hands go. They should make that fight immediately, man. Because I want to see Thurman fight either Spence or fight Spence or Bud, not Boots, because that's let him fight him, right? And then let whoever's not gonna fight Thurman fight Ungas, and then we can make that undisputed. Another thing too, even though I believe that we have to understand, I believe that Crawford's gonna beat Spence if we have a fight, but I'm not gonna judge based on their performances of Shawn Porter. Let's not forget, Danny Garcia went through hell against Lamar Peterson, and Lucas Matisse destroyed Lamar Peterson in 3 rounds, and yet Danny Garcia beat the brakes off of Lucas Matisse. So we can't always just say Bud is the best welterweight off that performance. We do have to understand Errol Spence did beat the better welterweight at the end of the day, so we can't just say he's the best one until he actually beats him.
I don't know what you mean, beat what he said? Errol Spence beat what at the end of the day?
Beat the best welterweight.
How? Thurman beat the best welterweights. Earl beat the people Thurman beat, and now Crawford just beat one of the guys they beat. Like, what are we even talking about? That's what I'm saying. They like to forget about Thurman, bro. They just want to use his name. We got RNS1 with a super chat.
Says, is Doomy ADD? It's like he has a short attention span. Clearly, Ness doesn't have his undivided attention. Oh, word?
Yeah, move him out of here.
AMG, Oklahoma.
Let's go! I'm ready!
Yo, what's up, Ness? What's up, Doomy?
What up?
So we're talking about who we want Bud with next, right?
All these weekend fights and anything you want, Bud.
I'll say, ideally, I would want the Spence fight, Thurman, but I want both of those to get a fight, just because obviously Thurman's been out, Spence has been injured. I'd really like to see. I know Virgil's kind of working his way towards Earl, right, with the Avenesium, and then eventually going to get Earl.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really care if it's Boots Earl or Virgil Earl or vice versa with Bud. I like to see those two guys get in with the two champions. and then whoever comes out of those two fights fight each other. That's what I would ideally like to see. And then if that doesn't work out, then I guess I wouldn't mind either going after Castaño or Jermell at 154. But yeah, that's my take on it.
All right, brother. We got Cincinnati
in the building.
Hey, whole nother time zone. Jumped up for back with our mind on. Can't play when you here, get your life stole. If you bring it here, then the price grow. From jabbing and punching the line long. I drop a pigeon, let 9 go. We slap with the fake glass and white go. This only happens in Ohio.
Yo, Ness, Dumatron, good evening. What's going on?
What up?
Bless, brother.
Hey, man, can't complain either. I try not to call out my fellow TBV brothers, but Steve from Chicago, I swear. Ever since that time you and Steve got into a nest and he had found his way over there to Blue Bud and them LDBC channels, he came back over here and he just been different, man. His calls just been getting dumber and weirder and stupider every day, man. Like,
what you talking about?
I mean, he just be saying some bullshit, man. Can the old Steve please come back? I don't know if it's him arguing with them British bots in the chat. I don't know what it is about Steve, but he just be saying some dumb shit. But moving on, I've said enough about Bud. Bud did his thing as I predicted. Boo Boo, I want to give Boo Boo his credit. My main criticism of Boo Boo has been he's fighting lesser opposition and he needs to make them look like they're lesser opposition, similar to how Bud was doing. And he did just that yesterday. He made Quigley look like Quigley, a nigga that we was calling Piggly Wiggly Quigley, by getting him out of there in 2 rounds. And that's what he was supposed to do. So now it's validating that point to where people might be avoiding them. Now we can say, okay, it's some shit behind that might be true. So shut
it. Get out of here. Cut it. His promoter threw him a bone, man. This was a fucking marketing scheme. If you can't see that, my man fought Quigley, and Terriano stopped Quigley, and the whole thing is, he deserves the fight. Even Quigley talking about, I hope Andre gets the fights he deserves. This was a big-ass infomercial, man. Come on. Nobody thought this shit was going to be competitive, bro. Get out of here, bro. Quigley didn't deserve a title shot. Like, you know what I'm saying? We talk about every day, he don't deserve it. What has he done? No one ain't say shit to Quigley. Why? Because Andre been not fighting nobody, so it don't matter. He giving anybody title shots these days, right? But let's not act like because he did Quigley in 2 like Quigley. Didn't Quigley get a split decision with Shane Mosley Jr.?
Oh man, you might be right. But what I'm saying is this,
and he's only known for being a junior.
But
before Junior got on the Quigley fight, let me tell you, he already had 2 losses before he got to that Quigley fight. I don't know, man.
This is what I mean. Look, I'm not gonna disagree. That I like the way you put that too. It's a little brash, but it's an infomercial, in the sense that he had to make a claim, for the big fights again. And the only way
that's what I'm. Why are we acting like? How is this a claim? You beat the bottom of the barrel. It's like you beat the bottom lord. You beat the bottom boss lord and shit. You move on to the next level. You don't get to the Canelo level for beating Quigley.
He fought the first guy in Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
Yeah.
Which part of the land is it perfectly preserved?
Yo, turn your fucking box record. Yo, he fought Don Flamingo last night, man.
Don Flamingo. Okay, but he did what he needed to do to Don Flamingo. He beat him down, and he did it in a fashion where, like,
man, nobody's even going to talk about the fact that he landed a left hand on Quigley with his head straight down. Like, he might have well been tying his laces the way he was doing. Like,
I know, that's la bola. You work on that shot, you know what I'm saying?
Work on that shot, bro.
Look, he did what he needed to do, and I think that, doing that to Quigley at least gives him the right to talk his shit. He beat the beat the guy's ass, and he beat him down with some hard shots. It wasn't no toying around.
I wonder what they would say if nobody gave Demetrius any resistance for fighting Quigley. Canelo fights Quigley is a wrap, bro. It's a wrap.
Big reason is that Canelo can fight anybody he wants, and Andrade is just trying to fight somebody.
Yeah. Look this guy. You fight with nobody, man. He made Andre a fan. Andre out there doing interviews like, oh, horrible fighter. Look this. Yo, he's even doing the Canelo accent.
You never gonna get that fight, man. You're a horrible fighter.
And then he mad at us. He like, y'all shouldn't be laughing it off. Like, bruh, you using it in your interviews. The fuck is you talking about? You out here mimicking Canelo in interviews. You don't want us to laugh and shit.
He be killing me when he starts mimicking them. Nah, but he needs the big fight, man. Listen, he's a champion, 31. I mean, look, bro, everything he was saying is true. Like, I mean, y'all need to fight that, man. Y'all really do, man. And I've always liked the Charlo fight. I mean, bro, yo, start really thinking about it, bro. Andrade showed up to everybody's press conference to talk about when you gonna fight me. Like, how much more does the man gotta do? What does he gotta do? Does he gotta put on the Batman suit like my man Tyson Fury? What does he gotta do? Does he gotta troll you like Cannon Briggs? Shout out to Shannon the Cannon, you know, he out there about to fight Rampage. Does he gotta do that? Does he gotta jump on the boat while your man's is on the board there paddling away like Klitschko and shit? Does he gotta do all of that? What does he gotta do?
Look at Jeff. He's so mad. He like, Ness all full of shit. I win my bets, Ness, and you stay losing. Your man lost too, but his name will remain nameless because he's a no name.
Gah!
I bet you ain't win that bet, motherfucker. James Benitez, what up?
James Benitez. The future.
Right.
Hear me?
Yes, sir.
Man, y'all silly as hell, man. Why you got to come at Jeff like that, man?
He coming at me.
All right.
Oh, man. Nah, but seriously,
all his
though,
favorite
man.
fighters losers too, by the way. I just want that. Let the record note, if I'm a loser at picking, all his favorite fighters are losers.
I think one of his guys got off this weekend. Volney.
Nah. He ain't win.
Yeah, that was no contest.
Well, damn. So yeah, all his guys lost. Then my bad.
He ain't win. He got a no contest. One got a draw. The other one got stopped.
Jesus, man.
Trifecta.
Yo, hey, I just want to give Bud a lot of credit for what he did this weekend, man. He showed that he really is what he's been saying he is. And I like what you said about the Triple G fight, or shout out to Majid for saying that, man, because I really think the only way that Eddie can Triple G still signed with Eddie, right?
Yep.
Hey, so the only way that Eddie can really get his return on investment with Triple G would probably be a fight like that. So probably makes sense, especially if the Canelo fight never happens for him. So I like that idea. Bud should just go ahead and make as much money as possible right now because, I mean, EJ, Mr. No Smoke, going to duck him. I think Keith will be a good fight for him, but like you said, get him a little tune-up and...
Cut it. Yo, he said EJ No Smoke. Damn, tables turn, big fish. Tables turn.
Damn. Got the big fish, but now Terrence is the fisherman.
Yo, and he been a fisherman. There's a video on the internet of him showing people how to do a certain knot with fishing. Yeah.
That boy's a hunter.
Yeah, man.
Oh, my God. The memes. The cartoons I'm going to start seeing come out. Them cartoon memes.
Nah, yo, that killer one was dope. Rick Stockton.
Chee.
Rick. All right, we out. Hawk, Maryland.
Hawk him down.
Yo, what up, Nuts?
What up?
Do me.
What up?
Ain't too much. Ain't too much. Let me see. What do you think about Mikey Garcia and Keith Thurman? Since Mikey just lost, he on the comeback. What about that? If they meet up early in the year.
I'm not
Yeah,
mad
I
at
said, I like Thurman Mikey, and he liked Thurman Mikey, and that's what I'm saying. He need a name. My man can't go get no fucking regular-ass tune-up. He ain't no regular dude.
Yeah, Mikey and him, that'd be good. Plus, you know, there was rumors they were supposed to get it in a while back. That wouldn't be bad. And I like to see what's his name, Crawford, with the dude that's got all the belts. That's the fight. That boy look big as I don't know what. Who's the boy with all the belts in 140?
That's Josh Taylor, right?
Taylor, right. That's the fight I want. I want to see Crawford and Josh Taylor before he roll, but if he got to go up, then go up if he's going to. But I think that's the most likely fight. But what's up with this heavyweight card coming up? Y'all ain't even going to get on that one?
Which one?
Man, you got Ortiz versus Charles Martin. I got Martin with that.
No, I'm excited about that. I like that one, Hawk, particularly, man. I mean, the whole card. I mean, there's a lot of heavyweight bouts. I think Ortiz is going to shine in this one, particularly. You know,
I got Martin.
I
got Martin decision in him.
Ooh, decision.
I got Martin decision in him. I think Martin is a little more busier, and the guy that lost, he coming back to fight the dude that knocked him out. Rice and
yeah. But Hawk, man, where you been at, man? We've been talking about that shit. My Gene better one out here hating on that card. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a card, man. I want to see that.
We've been talking about that. Rick Stockton.
Yeah, what's up, man?
What's up?
How you guys doing?
Straight.
How you guys doing?
Straight.
Yeah. Okay, my call is Crawford versus Spence. Would it be hard for Crawford to fight a southpaw versus southpaw, or would it be easier? Because I know Spence is southpaw, so would it you know how they say styles make fights? How would you see that? Because I mean I'm a Spence fan, so obviously lefty versus lefty. I think would it be a little bit harder for Crawford to get at him, or what do you guys think about that?
Not in my opinion, champ. I think that doesn't matter. I think that Terence Crawford's ability to switch is such at a high level that, I mean, either way he fights him, the way he does things in the ring is so smart, right? Because he switches only when he needs to or when he's looking for a certain punch or an angle. So it's not like he'll stay the whole time like that. But when you are fighting southpaw to southpaw, you're on an even ground, meaning that the same punches that you can hit me with, I can hit you too. You know, it's when the opposites are aligned, when you got both lead hands in front, that that orthodox to southpaw that you start to kind of like have to change things up a little bit. But I mean, look, he's able to fight from both sides. That's the advantage.
Okay, but my quick question is, normally Crawford knocks him out when he's southpaw, right? When he goes southpaw.
Yeah, he gets really aggressive, starts throwing the right hook, really starts to wing those punches. There's some pretty hard shots he can throw from there.
All right, okay. I just I'm a Spence fan, so I'm kind of rooting for him. But with these fights that I've seen Crawford, it's right 50-50, 60-40 Crawford, I would think. So all right, thanks for the call. Have a good one, man. TVB for life.
Let's go, right. We appreciate you, man.
All right, man.
Gee.
Ray, the business.
What's up, my man? Can you hear me?
What up? Of course.
What's going on, guys? Hey, first of all, let me say, after I hopped off the panel last night, we were so confident in that decision for Pitufo that I didn't even listen to the decision, and then it looked like he got robbed. Yeah. I mean, I guess everyone in the chat must have had it right. I was over here saying that, these guys don't know shit about boxing. I guess I don't know shit about boxing. So
nah, just bad refereeing, man.
Yeah, nah. I mean, we both saw the same fight, so. But man, as far as the main event, bro, that was a good fight. It was just a win for boxing, like you see that top level, elite level boxing. Love to see that. You know, it sucks that Kenny Porter, you know, stopped the fight when he did, because now there's that tiny, tiny little asterisk where it allows all these, you know, haters and whatnot to be like, oh, well, you know, this and that. But I think we all know what was going to happen. So, you know, he did what he did. I guess we'll see if the Spence fight gets made. That's what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, just overall a good night for boxing. Really enjoyed that fight, man.
All right.
Cheer. That was Ray, right?
That was Ray, and we got Boomerang cutting the line.
Boomy?
One of the fighters is going to lose, and no matter what, Don King's going to win.
That's the way it's supposed to be. It's in America, man. That's enterprise. I didn't write the rules. I revolutionized the pay scale in boxing. I paid fighters more money than anyone in the history of the sport. That is a true fact. You know what I mean? That has been done. So when I be, only thing I could be guilty of is hitting them in the head with $100 bills, giving them dignity, pride, and a lot of money. So now whatever it is more than what they could get from any adversary of mine. Otherwise, they wouldn't be with me.
Shout out Tabo, Rose, Ennis, Bo Mack, and Bo Jackson. It's Bo and Bama. I just want to call in, and I got sparked when I heard him asking about Errol Spence fighting a southpaw or whatever he was saying just then. I've been thought about that when Errol was about to fight Pacquiao, and his two southpaws fighting each other. Neither Errol nor Pacquiao had fought like a high-level southpaw in a really long time. Bud Crawford can change, just like Doomy said, from southpaw, or Bud Crawford gonna be able to do whatever works best. I feel like southpaw will actually work best against Errol Spence due to the fact that he hasn't fought one high-level southpaw. And that's one of the reasons I think he's been ducking the ducking Bud Crawford, because he know he's a high-level southpaw. And in that southpaw position, Bud Crawford nullifies jabs pretty easily. That's all he do is nullify your jab, and then he just pick you apart with the big shots the rest of the fight. That's literally all he does. Shawn showed up last night with a great double jab, but all Crawford did in the second round was swap to southpaw, and then as the rounds went on, he got more and more effective, started catching Shawn more and more, spinning him around, picking him up, carrying him into the ropes, standing in a high guard without even throwing punches. He was walking him into the ropes. It was crazy. My only thing with the Spence and Crawford fight is the weight. I thought that Crawford was going to be too light in the ass. Last night he showed me he a big man at 47. I think they lifting weights out there and things in Colorado. Look how big Shakur was last night. Them dudes big, bro. I literally watched Crawford deadlift 500 pounds, bro. That's something a normal man, even a above average man, is not able to do, especially at that weight. I never seen a man 147, not a bodybuilder or weightlifter, pick that weight up. With just not, I ain't seen him warm it. I just seen him walk over there to it, pick it up, and walk the fuck off. Period.
Wow.
I like Bud Crawford a lot. I like what Boo Boo did this weekend. I'm looking forward to Stephen Fulton, and I'm also looking forward to Raees Salim next weekend. I gave away my little dog bait pick this weekend. All you got to do is ask. I'm honestly not just going to be throwing my picks out there, but if you ask, I will say what I'm picking. I only pick a couple fights per weekend because I can't predict all them bitches, right? I can only pick a couple. And I pick the ones that I feel like are easy wins or guaranteed wins. So, yeah, dog bait kind of did get lucky, though. I will say that.
He definitely got lucky, man. Pitufo beat him, man.
But Ness, check this out, though. You know something? It's always different. Just like with the Rolly Jackson Martinez fight. When you there at the fight, it's a lot different than what it is on TV with the cameras turning around and showing fucking commercial in the middle of the round and all type of random shit going on. If you're sitting there at one angle, you can hear the punches, you can hear the aggressiveness, you can see the blood flying out of niggas' mouths and snot flying. All that is just different. And with like Rolly style specifically, he making all that damn noise and sounding mean as hell in that bit. The energy which you can feel, which plays a part into a judge's decision on how they score around,
the energy of motherfucker, bro. And Dog Bay, I mean, I ain't saying he won it by any means other than what the judges ended up saying.
Yo, I can't wait to show y'all this post, man. She's becoming my new favorite female fighter, bro. I mean, I know Clarissa acts this way, but it don't hit like this. Michaela is coming for Alicia Bumgarner. And it's non-stop trolling. She's on her heels, bruv. And look at this, bruh. She said, nobody gives a fuck about your IBO. Leave it at home when we fight, or I'll hand it back.
Damn.
And she took she took the picture of Alicia taking a picture of her shit. Yo, I love that she's spicing it up. Like, I already wanted this fight because Bumgarner showed power, and Michaela shows an immense amount of activity. She's like the Shawn Porter of the females, you know, because she throws so many. I guess that's the wrong comparison because Porter's really wild. She's just so active, man. I love that she throws so many punches, bro. And I'm really feeling her coming after Alicia like this.
Yeah, no shit. You know, it adds that anticipation for the fight. That's a pretty tough shit to say. I mean, I'm pretty sure Alicia Bumgarner, you know, ain't backing down an inch. You know, her attitude is really right.
You can look on the YouTube to check it out. Anybody want to follow along on YouTube? I am screen sharing Michaela Mayer's verified Twitter showing her posts. And the energy, man. The energy. Beautiful energy.
When does this fight happen? I mean,
it's going to happen, man. I mean, this is the women's division. That's the beauty of that, you know, we get these fights, man. It don't matter if they're across the street. Because women's are, you know, they lack the very dense categories or divisions with full of fighters or possibilities. They actually fight each other, man. So it's going to go down.
Bro,
it looks like Matchroom is trying to pick up Bumgarner, though. They definitely had her doing TV Friday. She did the telecast and everything for the Demetrius fight.
That's good. That's a good road for her, right? What is it, MTK?
Who?
You said? For Alicia?
No, possibly DAZN. It looks like DAZN is trying to, you know, court her right now.
Michaela's with Top Rank.
Yes.
They got a good relationship. Yeah, that fight happened.
Yeah, she's definitely being moved right with Top Rank.
They get that fight going. Yo, it's crazy, right? It's been getting a lot more exciting, this women's boxing, man. It's been getting a lot more exciting. I wish Clarissa came back.
She is. She just signed the 7-figure deal with Boxer. And you know, she's got her fight coming up with Savannah Marshall on that channel. Savannah got hurt, so it might push it back slightly, but they definitely gonna be doing something with Clarissa here coming out. I mean, I'm sure if you Google it, her fight is definitely official. It's Savannah's that got injured, so they were supposed to be on the same card, and then they fight next year.
You think that that does anything to the mental for Clarissa? You know, her taking a loss in MMA. Do you think that that transitions over? You know, to the ring with her?
I think if anything, it's gonna make her hungry to prove that she's great in the sport that she supposed to have been fighting in, versus you know, trying to be something that you're not, and people trying to make you out to only be that loss with that.
Savannah Marshall got injured. Wow. Didn't know about that. Jeez, I've been under the loopy. That's the fight everybody wants to see.
So the producer said he was told by Eddie Hearn that he signed Alicia already. You know, the Devin Haney fight too. Yo, we got to be out there. Whoever's going to be out there, y'all should go. That shit about to be lit. Montana Love on that card. It's mad people on that December 4th card. That shit is like, I guess they trying to get everybody out that they didn't get a fight for yet.
When's that fight taking place? for Devin Haney and my man. What is it?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Okay.
Jojo Diaz. Stone Bone. What up? What up?
Good.
Hey man, I like that Zoo fight, Ness. Man, I like that Tim Tszyu fight. Maybe Castano will go ahead and get that done, and he can go ahead and just move on up and get one of them guys if Earl if he need more time. And the only reason I was saying like a Abel Ramos Ness is because I don't think Al Heyman. I don't want to say Al Heyman because it sounds like you're anti-something. I don't think PBC at this moment would pay like a high-level B-side for Keith. I don't think listen, anybody. We was talking about this a few months ago. There ain't been a guy that make more than $1 million that fight on PBC that ain't been on pay-per-view. Not one. We went through the purses, and I think the guy that made the most we saw was like 300,000 or something. So I don't see them giving Keith a big name that's going to require the money. That's why I say Abel Ramos already in the food chain. It'll be a real tune-up. It'll get him tuned up for a big fight. And I want Bud to stop him, man. I want Keith to get a tune-up, and I want Bud to stop him, man. I want him to run through every dude over there until Earl ain't got no choice but to just come outside. He ain't going to have no choice. Like, if he see Keith get beat up on, Shawn already got stopped. We don't need Danny. There ain't nobody but Ugas, he want that fight for himself. So he got to fight Bud. So that's what I'm looking at. And I like the Tim Tszyu fight. He was already about to fight Teixeira, so it's possible.
All right. See, I like talking to dudes that know Bud because, it's more realistic. People be trying to be so defensive of him. Like, oh, no, you don't got to move up. But look.
Listen, it's beyond me.
I forgot about that. And that was another fight I had suggested to fight Teixeira a long time ago. I said that shit.
Patrick, right?
Mm-hmm. Because they was playing. They wasn't giving them the fight. So, but, again, Teixeira is very tall. Teixeira is very tall. He was willing to do that. They was considering that. So, all those options at 54 are good. But I like that Tim Tszyu moneymaker. So I got this option from one of the correspondents. And this is what I'm talking about. This is what one good win does. You see? No one ever talked about Crawford with Andrade, Gennady, Canelo.
Oh, wait.
None of those names. Somebody said, what about Crawford versus Eubank Jr. on Dazn or in Omaha or in the UK? Get that bag.
I don't think it's necessary.
The problem is he ain't even with Dazn no more, Eubank. I don't know, like, how many people know Eubank? I don't know that that's a big fight.
In England, maybe. In UK, maybe. This is, the same thing.
And I'm gonna be real. Eubank could be a problem for Crawford. I know it don't make sense. I know it don't make sense because I'm like, yo, Gennady, and most people would pick Gennady to beat Eubank, but like, he throws a lot of punches, bro.
Exactly.
And he's not a small dude. So in them clinches, he does like fighting. It's just Crawford's so much sharper than him, and he's very like
Crawford
he's not. This guy outboxed the shit out of him, Groves.
Yeah, the advantages that Crawford carries up. I mean, the hold that he holds with guys like Shawn Porter, and the guys at the 147 division. As he goes up, these attributes that he has as an advantage start to diminish a bit. Because these guys are bigger. They're taller, they're longer, they're strong. So he's got to pick the right steps, into that division and the right opponents. Guy like Eubank Jr. to me, I mean, a lot of problems. The guy likes to throw a lot of punches. He likes to fight, and maybe that could be reckless for him with a guy like Crawford, but he's still a bigger guy. and he's fast too. So, Triple G is not. We don't know him to be a great boxer. We don't as far as him. Moving and slick moving. Dipping and all that. We don't know him for that. We know him for power punching and knocking guys out. So stylistically, it's an easier fight. For Terence Crawford, in my opinion. Guy like Chris Eubanks going to bring a lot more heat, a lot more action. Obviously, he's younger. Come on, guys. You got Triple G about to be 40. The big 4-0. Chee.
Yeah, Eubank again. He's a very high output dude, but he's not skilled like that. Like he can get outboxed for sure, but that's not. He's not small. He's big. He's big, and I think is he super? No, he's 60. He's 60, but he's been at super. That's how big he is. He's not small. Stainless. Is this the first time, Stainless, or back to the second?
First time.
Oh, to the shit.
Ew.
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
You can hear me?
Yeah, you in the toilet.
Yeah, well, I'm washing my hair, but yeah. Yeah, man. I'm still celebrating, you know what I'm saying? This is the first of those fights in the elites that I wanted to see Bud go through. Obviously, I want to see Keith Thurman next, but I'm not in a rush for it, you know what I'm saying? I do think Thurman need a tune-up, if nothing else, is because it's been a 2+ year layoff, and I want to make sure that he's, all cylinders running, and whatever need to be fixed can be fixed. So we don't end up with no Pacquiao situation, so to speak. I expect a good fight then, but we was discussing it last night. I still think Keith, for one, gets outboxed, but probably gets stopped too. And based on what I saw last night, I'm starting to think that Errol gets stopped too. I mean, my biggest problem with Bud was that dog in him, but last night, you saw the temperament. You saw him still thinking instead of just having a firefight. Box when he needed to box, brawl when he needed to brawl. He fought his style of a Shawn Porter fight, so to speak. And I even saw glimpses of like the Jeff Horn fight. Sometimes he was just pushing Porter back to the ropes. Like overpowering somebody that we've always known to be a strong, forceful, durable welterweight. So, like I say, a lot of my questions have been answered. Obviously, I still got more, but I've always enjoyed seeing the work of Terence Bud Crawford since the Brady Prescott fight. So I'm gonna keep enjoying it, man. It's boxing at its finest. He's giving us what we want, at least inside the ring. He's not as talkative as I like him to be outside, but inside he give me everything I need. And y'all do it as far as podcasting goes, so keep doing what you're doing. As I always say, please make sure you push that thumbs up.
Yo, we got a poll going. Beautiful amount of votes here. What's next for Crawford if not a Spence fight? 51% want Josh Taylor.
Damn, the UK is on the tear right now.
That's crazy. I mean, is it only the UK?
That's true.
Crawford versus Ennis is only 17%.
That's because they don't want their fighter going in with the Spartan warrior known as Jaron Achilles Ennis.
Crawford versus Gennady Golovkin, 8%. Crawford versus Jermell Charlo, 24%. It's strange. They want the smaller man, even though he's not a smaller man. He definitely showed that in the side-by-side with Bud. So, oh, shit. My bad. So, yeah, he definitely showed that in the side by side with Bud when they met that he's not small, but
Nah, man.
sheesh.
Damn, he just went VR.
Yo, Jeff is crazy. He said fake ass pole. Castillo Clayton ain't even there. Yo, hilarious. Tell that dude get a win. The draw king. Get out of here. Boomerang J-Mac.
Mac attack. Cricket time?
J-Mac. J-Mac. He wasn't ready. LV Slugger. What up? Did we go to LV Slugger?
No.
Only time y'all see me in Rays is when I turn into the Bronze Mama.
I want a body, and he gonna be the body.
The ambulance better be ready. The medical better be ready. The referee better be ready. They better have that towel to be able to throw it in.
SDS Promotions.
Was he right?
LV Slugger.
Fellas, what up? What up?
What up?
Vamos, campeón.
Well, man, yes, great, nice little weekend of boxing. You know, Andrade definitely did his thing. You know, got the second round KO. You know, to get his name just buzzing. You know, people like the casuals. I mean, people love the KO. So you know what I'm saying, that's definitely got his name. You know, people just talking about him. So hopefully, you know, at 160, them top. You know, it's real top heavy right now. So hopefully, them champions can get in with each other. We got one with Triple G and Murata. So hopefully, Andrade and Charlo can get something done, man. Hopefully we can get that going. But going to Bud, man, definitely, man, enjoyed the fight. Good fight. You know, great fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad witnessed. You know, we witnessing greatness with Bud, man. You know, hopefully, and I'm just doing hopeful thinking, man. I'm hopefully thinking with the Spence saying, so something big, you know, that money can play a part in him getting that Ugas fight straight in the unification. Keith can get a fight early. You know, early this next year, January sometime, and he, you know, hopefully he can hop in a big fight with Bud next summer. And, you know, hopefully around this time next year, you know, if they can get the job done, we can get the undisputed Errol Spence, Bud for all the marbles, you know what I'm saying, undefeated welterweights, man. So hopefully, man, we can get that shit done, man. That's what I'm hoping. You know, that's how that shit play out. But, you know, that's just me wishful thinking, man. But that's what I want, man. Keith to be his next fight probably sometime next summer if Keith can get a tune-up. You know, and you know, that's really all I got to say, man. Keep doing your thing.
Let's go, champ.
I'm wishing on a star.
Let's go, champy. We wishing, man.
Stone Bone upgraded to boomerang status. What up, champ?
What up? What up? Yeah, man, I have to just share a little money. You know, y'all, the TBV family helped me come up. You know what I mean? Help my wife to get the new i13 Max. So, I mean, why not share a little bit? But, hey, Ness, when I was ear hustling when one of our homeboys asked Bud about why he talking about Keith and shit. He's like, man, Keith ain't done that, man. Why you talking about Keith? He said, he was like, originally talking about Keith was throwing it in Earl's face, like, yeah, I'll fight the dude that you running around talking about you don't want to fight, and all you doing is fighting the dudes he already beat. And then he said something too that caught my ear. He said, I've been wanting to fight Keith since I was at 135. He said Keith is the first unified welterweight champion that I thought I could possibly fight when I was at 140. He was like, Keith was the unified champion. Keith didn't lose his belts. He was hurt, just like Earl. What if they told Earl to get rid of his belts? One of his belts. Would we look at Earl different? Like we looked at Keith for having to get rid of his? Now I thought about it, I say, man, all right, man, get Keith this tune up, and we're gonna go on and stop Keith Ness. So you can just go on and put him on the shelf after we stop him. And we're gonna get Earl in this ring, man. And Ness, them guys at 160 ain't just too big, man. You know who his lead sparring partner was. He was just fighting at 68. He a middleweight, but he was just fighting at 68 against Benavidez. And he was in there very, very sharp, very fast, and very crisp on Chiron's. I'm expecting great things, man. I'm excited. I'm happy for this night, man. I'm happy for the former two-time champion, Shawn Porter, man. He's going to be a great analyst, man. Hopefully he fight again, but he did what he had to do, and he got in the ring with Crawford, something that a lot of other people's favorite fighters ain't doing. And he even crossed the street, man. It was raining, thunderstorming, traffic was coming. He ran across the highway and threw a punch at Bud when the ring started. So shout out to Shawn Porter, man. And we're gonna be on this tomorrow, man. I see a lot of people hiding this. Them dudes been saying Bud is a bum, a scrub, can't do this, son, gonna do all that. And them boys hiding. They don't even know how to dial the phone. Matter of fact, they didn't even pay their phone bills. They shit got disconnected right after the fight, so they can't call in today, Ness. All right, y'all.
Yo, now I don't know if they trolling me because somebody say, yo, what about Jacobs versus Crawford? So are they trolling me now?
Jacobs versus Crawford.
Daniel Jacobs is a big ass boy, man. Get out of here. Yo, I don't know what happened, but we just got a bunch of subs from this morning show to now. We at 130,441. So we was trying to get to 300. We done passed that twice. Now we trying to get the 500. So we need about another 60 to get the 130,500. So just keep telling a friend to tell a friend. We rocking out. We talking 7 days a week. It's not even a joke anymore. We actually always here talking boxing. So yeah. And we got boomerang time. J-Mac trying you again for your boomy.
Cricket time?
What up?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Nah, man. Shit, I ain't got much to say, man. I definitely want to see Bug and Just Do. I think he's deserving of it. I see some guys coming up saying the fight was fixed or some shit like that. These weirdos just hide with any little narrative and run it. And shout out to Bud, shout out to Andrade. They both took care of business this week. I just want to see them dudes get the fight. I believe in them two are the best fighters in the world, and especially Andrade. I think Andrade should get these fights and start proving it. Let's crack jokes, and everybody crack jokes about who has he fought, but Eddie Hearn has clearly come out and said many times he can't get nobody to fight this dude. And Canelo actually did turn down a fight with Andrade. I think you failed to mention that as well, too. That's my call.
All right. Boy, I posted that Errol Spence little tweet. I made a little post, because he said if I was Shawn, I wouldn't pay my daddy. And I put which I think was Ken Porter bugging with the stoppers. That shit got like 1,865 likes. And yeah.
Wow.
You to stop the fight tonight?
Honestly, his preparation. He didn't prepare like I wanted him to prepare. So that's just, that just makes me say, you know what? I don't want him in that situation. He fought a great fighter. The guy's super sharp. And he's at a deficit. It's like fighting this guy blindfolded. And you're in a deficit like that. So I wasn't going to let that happen to him.
So, yeah, man, people are not happy. A lot of people in these comment sections not happy with his comments. They don't like what he said. I hope Ken can bounce back from this. I feel differently. I think this was strategic, man. I think I said this earlier. I know I talked to a few people on my cell phone about this earlier. Do you think this was him falling on a sword for his son? I mean, you tell me what's worse. Right now, there's doubt in all of our mind. Whether you believe Shawn was going to get knocked out or not, you're not sure. So he gets the benefit of the doubt that he's still this warrior.
Yeah, and that would be perfect, and I would roll with you on that one. But it's retirement now. So it's like, what does he say? He announces his retirement, and then all of a sudden he comes back. Do Ken Porter and Shawn Porter have a conversation? I don't know. Sometimes we say things out of way.
No. Well, it is so funny that you say, did they have a conversation and create this conspiracy? This account I follow, Boxing Habit, they are so funny. These dudes are just too much. Whoever this guy is, let me see. Is it underscore habit or something? Look at what he did. Look at what he did, bro. He said, fantastic acting job by the Porters. And he put clapping emojis. Check out this meme. He got them tucked out holding Oscars.
Oh, shit.
Crawford versus Porter. So basically, he's saying, that,
Yeah, I know.
that they faked it. Now, again, I do believe that Ken fell on the sword for his son, By giving his son an out, by stopping it for his son doesn't go down as being knocked out. It's controversial,
Planned.
It wasn't planned. He did that for his son.
He did that for his son, and I think that he knew exactly what kind of fighter his son was standing in front of, and I think that, whether you want to say that he took that from Shawn or he didn't believe in Shawn, like, that's all bullshit. I mean, he's been with his son forever, man. He believes in his son. He knows what his son can do. I know it was kind of bullshitty to hear that, from at the end when they're interviewing. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. And we all know how tough Ken can be on Shawn. In training and it's gotten Shawn to be a 2-time champ, right, or 3-time. It's gotten him far. So I can't say that he took anything away from him or that it was even planned. I think it was just him looking his son out, plain Jane. Things were never discussed about being stopped, because that should tell you something. If he never had the conversation with Shawn about stopping the fight, that shows you how much Ken believes in his son. What he saw in that knockdown, whatever he saw, he knew it was time. He saw the way Crawford was manhandling his son in that ring. It was just too many arrows pointing against Shawn at that point, and that's took anything away from him, or that I'm protecting my fighter. So it is what it is. The shit that he said sounds bad. It just sounded bad, and I guess we won't know more about it until they talk about it.
But you think? Do I sound crazy?
No.
Is it an out? Did he give his son an out by doing what he done?
No, you don't sound crazy because it makes perfect sense. I'm gonna still protect the integrity, the outlook on my fighter. I can still.
Yeah, because I can see him going back to PBC, commentating the fight, and Lennox Lewis being like, "Damn, Shawn, you had to be mad with your father stopping the fight like that." You know what I mean? Like, he'll always have that exit door.
This is true. And look, I don't know if it was planned or not, but it's there. It's there because many are,
because everybody's gonna be like, "Man, you're such a warrior, man. Why he do that?" Like, he's always gonna get that.
Yeah, I don't even compare it to Mark Breland, because I know there's jokes.
I bet you that was London Runs Boxing you're reading. He's the one that's been saying that non-stop.
They've been, and it's funny shit to talk about. Obviously, this is the sport, and we talk our shit, but it's none of that comparable to any of that. I think that this was a decision that was made right there and then. Like, nah, chill. You ain't about to just start beating on my son real quick, He stomped. He beat the shit out of the canvas, champ. He was punching the canvas. The only time I see dudes doing that is when they're trying to bring their spirit back, champ.
Or they mad. You could be mad. You could be mad that you got caught.
For all y'all out there that never been punched in the face or put down or never been in a fight, y'all don't know what it is when you trying to come back too. Erga Berlanga pounding his fist. You got plenty of guys that have done that as of recent. Some get up, some don't. But you're trying to fight that back. You guys don't get that. That's what I saw when I saw Shawn punching the canvas. Call it an act. Okay. You could do all that shit. But he got hit. You ain't telling me that was an act. Hey, Crawford wasn't acting. He wasn't part of that play. He beat.
Hell no. The only thing he was acting like was a killer, man. He had there was no love, bro. He throws those punches with, there's no love attached to them shits, man.
Oh no, he really is mean. He's a mean dude, bro. I
Let
like
me get to Arthur. What up?
What's up, Ness? What's up, Ness?
How you?
Chill. Oh, there's two
I'm doing
Nesses
good.
up.
Hey, man. What I see happening, I see Spence fighting Ugas, even if Ugas got to drop the belt, and Keith fighting Bud. Because thing with Keith, I feel like if he wanted, it's been 3 years. If he wanted a tune-up, do he want the tune-up? That's the question. Because if he wanted a tune-up, they could have put him on Canelo undercard, and we could have been cracking with him and Bud in March. And that would have been the perfect lead-up, but that's my call.
Chill.
I had to censor myself right there. I went down on for an uppercut. The first time that I went down, I was like, you're good. I got up, no problem. I actually was not as hurt as I was against Crawford, or excuse me, as I was against Errol Spence Jr. And I looked over at my corner, let my dad know that I was okay, but I lost my composure, and it was because I got hit clean more than I'm used to.
So, for all you Spence fans, he still says Spence hits harder.
That shit's crazy, man. Shout out to Super. I was like, okay.
Yeah, of course Super gonna send that, a.k.a. Big Fish fan.
Yo, Big Fish rep.
I'm gonna go ahead and beat up Danny Garcia.
Hey, Daddy, this a dollar beat.
You can take out that green jacket because I just took your bill. It's fly, you can't even set out an arena. The only reason you don't pay per view because you fight me. So you can sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. You will not be fighting on pay per view off of me.
Stayless, Boomerang.
Boomy. Oh, cricket time?
Yeah, I take it. You can hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah, man, I still agree with the decision to stop the fight, bro. Like I say, after that second neck knockdown, I know Stonebone, I think LV Slugger said they saw him kind of shaking or convulsing. I didn't see that, but I did notice that after that pounding of I agree with Doomy. Like it seemed like he was trying to wheel himself back in, just to get up. Because he was very shaky just getting up. Like he was wobbling a little bit, like he didn't have his feet under him. Yeah, once he got back up, he kind of, was back into it. But it was a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes left in that fight. Like I don't see him. But that's something we going to argue about probably to the end of time now because he's retired. But that's what you want to go out on. And if I haven't been in that situation, but if I'm in a situation where I got to choose me being criticized or my son being criticized and questioned for, his decisions, I'd rather that it be me. And I think in the middle of that post-fight press conference, Kenny said, I ain't got no problem with the criticism. I love it. So come at me with it. So both of y'all might be right, just on two different sides of it. But man, thanks for another great show. I gotta go to bed, man. It's back to the real stuff tomorrow. As I always say, please make sure you push the thumbs up. Share this in every episode of the Boxing Boys podcast. This is TBV for life. And if you ain't on Patreon, you a pendejo. And shout out to BRT. Peace.
Stainless.
Shout out Stainless. We going to Tuscaloosa.
Damn.
Young Profeta, what up?
Oh man, what's up, Nathan Groovy?
What's good?
I'm looking for. Man, I just want to keep in the ring. See, I want to give him Sandor Martin. Like, I just need to keep getting that, man. Cause he deserves to fight with Smith and Bud, man. I want him to fight somebody, man. But he been out the ring, so you want to give him a tune-up, give him a tune-up. As far as the Kenny Porter thing, man, I ain't like the way he came at Shawn, but I ain't mad at the stopping. Sometimes you gotta just, you see something somebody else don't see. I ain't mad at that.
But yeah, but other than that, man, I just hope we get the Spence and Crawford fight next. And that's my call, man.
All right.
Champ.
Looks like we got Stone Bone Boomerang.
Stone Bone.
Shout out to the Boomerang gangs.
Boomerang. What up? Yeah, and even like you said, Ness, Bud said it himself. He don't want Earl now off of this car wreck. He said that after the car wreck, so he really don't want him right now after the retinal surgery. They want him to come back. They want him to look like the truth. They want him to get a man down. They want him to be the best welterweight he can be when he get in that ring. Same with Keith, man. We want Keith to get on back in there, and that'll be a good former unified champion to go on and get rid of him. I wish some of these fights, man, we could just see them like materializing instead of us just kind of hoping and trying to put together. And I don't know what Fox and them guys is doing, but I think they need to just say, fuck it, let's just give a schedule and let's just let guys fight, because it's a lot of dudes right now that's sitting back waiting on fights, man. Maybe they might not be waiting. They might want to fight, but they just ain't getting no dates. So I don't know what's holding Keith up. I don't know what the problem is that's stopping him from getting the tune-up. Because at some point, even if he don't want it, you got to do what's right for him and give him that. You going to have to sit Keith down and tell him, look, man, you need this. Because if not, then we just sending you in there to lose. And I think he too proud for that. And I think Al Hammond is too – he done too much good business for Al to just throw him away against Bud with no tune-up, not ready, 3-year layoff, and get him stopped. He done a lot for Al. He was the unified champ. Get him a tune-up and let's get him in the ring. Let's get Earl healthy and let's get these fights going, man. Peace.
All right. Yeah, man, that's what I would like. That's how I would like for them to treat him. But I also thought that Al was going to give him Ugas, and that never happened. I thought he deserved that Ugas fight. I felt like it should have been him getting that belt, forcing, the Earl fight. But that didn't work out. He didn't. He's not where I expected him to be at this moment. He's still looking for a tune-up. But we're going to go ahead and end this poll. Josh Teller has won. I'm shocked. 50%. That's what the people want, man. 51% want that. That is crazy.
Great ass
honestly,
fight.
Honestly, that's not even a fight that's on my radar. Word is born. Like, that was always some shit that, to me, that's like, man, that's all Bob got for him. But if it's some money, I guess, whatever.
I mean, when you're comparing it to an Errol Spence fight, I guess that could be the attitude. But, I mean, if the numbers make sense, pretty sure Crawford wouldn't mind crossing that pond and gonna get paid out there. You're gonna make more fans if you beat a guy.
Listen, if it makes money, take it. Take
Josh,
it.
Dog, bro. Josh is a dog, and he'll make that way pretty good.
He definitely showed he's a dog, but I'm not excited for that. I didn't see anything in the Ramirez fight that told me he could beat Bud. Especially not after watching Bud do what he done to Porter. Josh being strong and showing that he was stronger than Regis, that doesn't top Crawford showing that he's stronger than Porter. That don't top it for me.
I get it.
Ness GTO, though, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us on the next one tomorrow morning.
Let's go, champ.
9 a.m. right here, youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. Do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can wake up to 130,500 tomorrow. That would be great. And, yeah, man. Till the next one.
Till the next one. Again, guess when is the next one? Tomorrow morning. And guess how you'll know if we're going live? If you have that notification bell clicked, make sure that notification bell is shaking, because if you're not, you ain't baking with us in the morning or any other time we go live. Hit the like button. It helps with the visibility of the show. Listen, the first thing I do when I turn on the TBV and I'm not on is hit that like button. I mean, it's so easy to move the cursor or your thumb straight to that thumb and, thumb war. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Help us get to them goals. We're humble over here at the Boxing Voice, but at the same time, we know we got the pull. And we know the people want to speak and voice their opinion, and you come here on to the TBV broadcast, and you do just that. So show us some love. Hit that subscribe button. Get those subscriber counts up. Get that visibility up. We appreciate it. We appreciate y'all tuning in with us in the morning, night, in between, breaking news. If you just stumbled upon the show, this is TBV, the Boxing Voice, the #1 boxing podcast in the world. That's right, in the mundo.
Don't forget to drop us a 5-star review, man. Help us remain #1 in the world. It's very important that if you haven't dropped a 5-star review, you go ahead and you let the world know what we're doing, the calls we're taking, the work we're putting in, so that they can find us. A lot of people find us through iTunes. Your reviews are so important. So if you can take the time to drop a 5-star review, once you do, let me know, so that I can look for it and read it live on the show. We appreciate you. Have a good night. Arrivederci.